This is Snakes and Otters, a pointless discussion of eternal questions. Get ready. We're about to live in your head rent-free.
Hello, Otterites.
I am Martin.
And I'm Robert.
I'm Francis.
I'm Andre.
And I'm Francis sitting in the captain's chair.
He's
here.
OG, and he's already messed up twice this morning.
Absolutely, I tell you, let me go back to bed, man. It's just one of them days.
You want to start over, big dog?
No.
I
Keep it rolling. We got a guest, guys.
That's right.
We
Yes.
have a
It's
real live person guest that's here
That's
with
not
us.
a
It's not
family
related
member.
to us. Yeah.
Well, that's right. Absolutely. We want to welcome author extraordinaire Mick Williams to the show. Mick.
All right, Mick. Yay.
Here.
Thanks for having me. I'm honoured to be your first non-related guest.
Absolutely.
Well, you're the first one we could talk into it.
And you were bribing me also.
Well,
Well,
right.
that's true.
We
That's
got
true.
plenty,
Yeah,
plenty of great bourbon here that we're
That's
able
the
to.
only appearance fee is just some of
That's right.
some of Francis's bourbon.
That's fantastic. Yeah, we are at Studio F here in the Baxter Building today. So, nice sunny, cold December day when we're recording this. But Mick, thanks for being here. We really do appreciate it. I had to tell you, you're kind of like my idol these days.
Stop it.
I know how to shovel the shit. Let me tell you. But seriously, you have published 15 books at this point. All right, and we're going to hear your story here in a second. But we sat on a panel together at the Imaginarium back in the summer.
Fight scenes.
That's right. Absolutely. That's right. Yeah.
Well.
And it was, and Mick has read my book, and
Awesome.
he liked it. So thank you for very much for that. But myself and Robert and Martin, we're all on this writing journey. And Andre's missus wants to be on this writing journey. I mean, she wants to write smut. Am I right on that?
Romantic history.
As we put it, bodice rippers.
And she's planning on joining you all at Imaginarium this summer.
We can't wait for that.
Excellent.
Yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
good
Yeah.
place to
So
be.
it's,
It is, after having done it now for several years, I'm less into the panels, attending them, than just hanging out and talking with other writers. That's the best part.
Major networking.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
I've learned so much just by going to these places like that, and we went to BoucherCon in New Orleans. I don't think I told you that. Yeah,
No.
we did get a chance to go down to that, and it was a blast. It really was.
It was. Cajun, Francis, and I and our wives, the three of us.
Yeah, we went down, and it was. It wasn't cheap, but it was a nice hotel, and you learn so much, and you talk to so many different people. I talked to a guy, and you and I were talking about this earlier. My third book, Red Belfast, it takes place in Belfast during the time of the Troubles. This guy was an MI6 guy who worked in Ireland, Northern Ireland, Belfast, during those days.
Source
Nice.
material.
I mean, it was amazing. And we're talking about some plot points, some locations and stuff. And I said, there's this one place called Mount Pottinger that's not there anymore. I says, I don't know how to figure it out. I don't know. Well, stuff happens there. Where do they keep the prisoners? He says, top floor. Don't worry. So I said, whoa, that's
Got
right.
his number.
Yeah, I do. He lives in Lexington, and I promised him a bottle of
Oh
bourbon.
yes.
Yes,
Which one was that?
see, I didn't put it. I didn't do any show prep, guys.
Yeah.
So I didn't have this in front of
I know he's pulling a Robert
me.
today.
That's absolutely. Constant exposure does result in a certain degree of contamination, I suppose. Or we steal from the best.
That's right.
Take that for what you want.
I am notorious for not preparing anything ahead of time for our discussions.
Well, I asked, what do I need to bring? And he just said,
Your
yourself.
story.
Yeah, just your stories. Yeah,
That's right.
I'm zero prep.
yeah. Well, for the guests though, that's okay because it's all up here anyways. And
Well, yeah, and I really want to. We all have our questions. I know.
I mean, there's an important one you got to start with.
What's that?
Well, because listeners, you may have noticed from his
Accent.
voice that Mick is not from around here.
That's right.
You ain't from around here, is you, boy?
The heck are you all talking about?
Very good. Oh, very good.
That's good. I like that. That's good.
Been here long enough. You can blend in well.
I
enough.
got told if I ever say y'all, I'm getting divorced.
Oh no. Oh.
I get that. I was born in Michigan, even though my parents are from Eastern Kentucky. I just cannot say y'all, not as a part of my natural
Oh,
conversation.
Lord, I
Not
can't not
convincing.
say it.
There is a way to do it that I'll never grasp.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the other thing. The usage is.
Yeah.
It's got to be done right. Otherwise, you're
that's
gonna.
exactly
You're
right.
gonna stick out anyways. But if
You speak of y'all, and the plural is all y'all. So
It's
Yeah.
the plural of y'all is Ewans.
that's true. That's a very acceptable.
that is acceptable. Yes, that is acceptable.
But
Well, based on where in Kentucky you are.
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. That's right. Well, I mean, I got relatives in Alabama. They say it too. So it's pretty much a Southern thing.
It is, yeah.
It's it just depends on the twang that you put with it. But you're from across the pond, am I right?
Indeed, Stoke-on-Trent, England.
That's right. And then we were talking about that, the site of the last battle of War of the Roses, which
Ah,
yeah, that's right. Henry Tudor smacked John de la Pole in 1487.
Fair history, nice and violent.
Absolutely, that's right. Fantastic stuff. I mean, Stoke-on-Trent. Where's that in England?
It's called the Midlands. If you drew a line north to south, east to west,
Okay.
that dot where they meet,
Yeah,
that's the Midlands.
right smack in the middle of.
So most people know Manchester.
Yeah,
Most
absolutely.
people know Liverpool and Birmingham.
Right.
So I lived right between Birmingham and Manchester. Manchester was north, Birmingham south.
Okay.
Stoke-on-Trent's right in the middle.
Right in.
It's
Pretty
the
much the equal distance between the two
so
of them.
what's your football club then?
You've never heard of them. They're called Port Vale.
Port Vale.
Okay.
Okay.
Terrible.
I'm sorry.
My wife might have. She loves soccer.
Well,
Yeah, football.
they are so far down the divisions. They're like there's what you guys call the Premier League.
Right.
Right.
Division 1, there's Division 2,
Oh,
and then
okay.
there's Port Vale.
Okay.
Not only are we in that division, right now we are rock bottom in that division.
Sounds like you need a Ted Lasso.
They really do need a Ted Lasso.
Absolutely, that's right.
look at the bright side. It can't get any worse.
It can't. Well, it can. They can get relegated to the
Right.
playing on Sunday mornings for free.
Right. Because I was going to say, because over there, if you finish last in your league, you can get bumped down to the lower level, right?
Yeah, and it's devastating because you lose tons of money.
Right.
And to get back up, you have to buy better players. Well, you really should invest in better players, but you've got no money.
Yeah.
You can't invest in better players. So you sort of languish. It took forever for Port Vale to get promoted. They got promoted last season
Oh, nice.
and then didn't really invest.
Oh,
So now they're playing another tier higher against better teams and with the same players.
Yeah.
So some of the players left because they got promoted and people poached them.
well, yeah. I mean, the good ones they're gonna get
Yeah, they're going
stolen.
to move off. So they are really struggling right now. And the manager is the opposite of Ted Lasso.
Oh, well, we're all about the proper leadership around here. I mean, it starts and fails at that level,
Yeah,
and
he
it's all about that
doesn't-
coach.
and it may be behind the scenes stuff, like when they're in the changing rooms. Maybe he gets a bit more animated.
Yeah.
But when you see the games and he's standing on the sidelines, and you see like the top tier, like Ted Lasso and,
Yeah.
and Coach Beard, are animated and they're shouting. to the
absolutely.
players and trying to
They're-
motivate him. Doesn't budge.
Wow.
That guy sounds like he's just picking up a paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was a
'cause-
Detroit Lions coach like that once.
Once.
We have to be
Well,
careful.
a lot of the coaches I think drank a lot, so by the time the game rolled around, they
Well,
were pretty much
yeah.
out of it.
Oh.
Robert is a Detroit fan, and so we give him as much smack as we
It
can
was
over
it was
that.
the fellow that also coached the Colts, and I can't remember his name.
Oh,
Irsay? No, not Jim Irsay.
No, that's the owner, but the coach.
Caldwell.
Yes, Caldwell. Caldwell. It's like
And he was one of the most successful coaches we
yeah,
had
yeah. I
recently.
mean, before Campbell, he was like the last one to have a winning record.
Yeah.
But he always looked like a statue to me. Does he blink?
And Colts is my adopted team.
Oh, is
Oh, there you go.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, and story behind that, if you want to hear it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Please don't.
Me and my wife were talking before we even met, because the time difference. So when she got home from work at 5, it was 10 in the evening in England.
Yeah.
So she was over here, and you were over there, and you were courting, so to speak.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, we were just chatting, to be fair.
Really?
And then when things got a little more serious, and 2 stories in one. So she says, first of all, you're moving into a red house. And I'm like, I've seen that house. It's white. What is she talking about?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's brick
yes.
with some white siding. I've seen the house. There's nothing
Yeah.
red about it whatsoever. And it took forever. And I didn't realize until I
You
got
didn't,
here
you don't know what that meant. That's
exactly
right.
what it meant. So
Yeah.
it was a Cardinals house.
That's right.
But back in the day, I would stay up late on a Friday or Saturday and order a pizza. And back then, I used to drink Jack Daniels and Coke before I moved up. Before I got classy and
Classier stuff. That's right.
so I'd sit there sipping Jack Daniels and Coke and eating pizza and watching the football, soccer, as you guys call
Yeah.
it. And then the time will come where we make a phone call and we're talking on the phone. And when it got serious, and she was like, okay, so you know that at the time Louisville City didn't exist.
Right.
There was
yeah.
no soccer team
Okay. Yeah.
other than the U of L amateur team.
Right.
She says, over here we have football. I'm like, well, yeah, we do too.
Somehow I knew that had to happen. That conversation had to happen.
Well, I'll tell you what my brother calls it in just a second. She's like, no. So we have football, but Kentucky doesn't have a team. I'm like, well, how's that work?
Well, yeah.
And she says, well, we're a college. And I was like, and I had no idea about colleges and scholarships and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
And she says, so we have the Colts in Indiana.
Yep.
We have the Browns.
Yeah.
And
Bengals.
Bengals, thank you.
Bengals,
Bengals. So, if you want to follow this sport,
Yeah.
pick a team. And I'm like, well, I don't know the first thing about either of them.
Yeah.
And back in the day, there were only a few channels on English TV. It wasn't like it is now with streaming services.
Right.
So you could flick through the channels in 30 seconds.
BBC, ITV, and that's about it.
Channel 4, Channel 5.
Channel 4, yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
They were all so well named. Channel 4, Channel 5, what should we call it? Channel 6.
Yeah.
And Channel 4 used to play the NFL games after midnight.
Really?
And
I had no idea there was a market for that over there. Yeah.
Well, they play over there a couple of games
yeah,
a
it's
year.
getting bigger now. They
Didn't
play
know
at Wembley.
that, yeah.
They sell out Wembley Stadium every time they play.
Cool.
But I flicked on, and Channel 4 played the NFL games late at night. And that night, I flicked over, and the Colts were playing.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Out of
okay.
all the teams, those 3 options came up, and one option was there. I'm like, well, the Colts is on TV.
Yeah.
So I put it on. I'm like, okay, they keep running around and falling down. And my brother calls it American egg chasing.
He wouldn't be incorrect.
Yeah, he ain't wrong. That's right.
He's like, because A, you don't, only the kicker and the punter use the feet.
Yeah.
Right.
So use your hands. So it's hands for one. And it's not a ball, it's an egg.
Well, yeah, that's absolutely.
So
Big skin,
really,
we call it, yeah.
it's hand egg game. It's not. There's no feel like in
And-
soccer.
and
you
it
use
is-
your feet and it's a ball.
And they're both brutal. I mean, but for some reason, football, American football, is just. In many respects, the love affair with it might be waning a little, especially at the younger generations because of the concussion issues.
Yes.
Well, yes.
That seems. I mean, just anecdotally, working with the parishes that I work with, we used to have an enormous football team, and everybody talked about it. But then all of a sudden, the concussion issues start coming in, and people start thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't push
Yeah.
my son to become a mental vegetable at 40 because I've pushed him to play football all these years. So
Yeah.
it's
Plus-
a change. Yeah.
Well, as society has softened, I believe that I'm not saying this is our generation was tougher than this, but
No.
yeah,
But we were.
but we were,
Yeah.
and I think as we've moved away from the conflicts of being able to deal with it, the conflict of football has waned.
There's probably something to that, but also it's like the decline of baseball with the youth.
Yeah.
It's actually the Brits' fault because somehow we've gotten soccer over here, and it has been instituted from like kindergarten up.
You are welcome.
And
That's right.
and so the kids play that partially because there's less gear that you have to have. And when they're little, the parents go all Twitter-pated about watching the little ones run around trying to kick the ball, and they're all moving like in a pack, chasing that ball up and down the field.
Having done
Scrum.
that-
And you've got
There's-
one kid, always just one, over in the corner digging in the dirt.
Yeah.
or chasing the butterfly.
And that's always youth soccer when it starts out, but that's what is the most popular. And honestly, I'm not sure how that really started over here, but it's become the dominant sport in a lot of places.
I mean, a big part of it, like you said, it's less expensive
Yeah.
to get somebody into. When they
less-
do get into baseball and other sports, the travel is
Travel teams are
the
big.
travel
Well,
teams is a big deal.
It's the
and
only
it-
way to succeed. If you're wanting to get a
Yeah.
college sports scholarship, you have to be parts of travel teams. I mean,
Well,
it's been a differentiator.
yes and
in a lot.
no. I think that depends on where you're at.
Yeah.
Certainly,
Well,
it
talent
can
will
help.
out. I know that's right.
Because obviously
Yeah.
people got scholarships and what have you before travel teams.
I know that's just where we've kind of come today. I had some
Yeah, but
conversations
it-
with
But
You
travel
wanna-
teams let you assemble the team that can win, as opposed to your high school or college. College less so, but high school, you're stuck with whoever lives in your school district.
yeah.
So
Yeah, and you get to pit against a broader pool of good players.
yes,
The number of good hockey players is probably limited here, but it's bigger in Cincinnati. So there's a lot of travel.
by
teams.
like 5.
Yeah, in Cincy or Indianapolis. So
As we told you, Mick, we have a tendency to rabbit hole. We just rabbit hole. Just want to let you know that.
Yeah, let's return to
Let's
Mick's
return
story.
back. I want to hear the rest of your story.
Okay, sorry.
We've heard about how you met your wife,
Yes.
and obviously you got married and you moved over here.
Yes.
But tell me about your writing story? We talked a little bit about ahead of time that you've been writing since you were a kid,
Cool.
high school. How did you parlay that into a career in writing fiction, essentially fiction, right?
It's taken a long time.
Okay.
Well, it's not one of those.
No, you're not.
overnight things.
You were an overnight
Definitely
success,
not
but
a
it took you
success.
that long, right? Yeah.
Nowhere near.
Well, every overnight success is usually about 20 years in the making.
That's right.
There you go. Yeah. So starting in high school, I started writing a story about a heavy metal band that had a possessed groupie.
Well, because you're from Birmingham
I'm from
area.
I'm from
Awesome.
the area where it was all born.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he-
that's Black Sabbath's home.
Metalhead over here.
Yeah.
Martin is a metalhead from way back. He's a Metallica Uber
Yeah.
groupie, I guess.
So
Whereas I am punk new wave. You know,
Really?
Susie, The Cure, man, that's my jam.
See, all this English music's just everywhere.
yeah.
It is, yeah.
Again, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we thank you for that.
Yeah, because
greatly,
the Midlands are the industrial heart of Britain. So, all those guys all worked in factories and they wanted to get out of factory work. Well, how you do that? You become a rock and roll star.
That's what John Mellencamp said, play guitar.
Yeah.
It works.
So
right?
Tony Iommi and
Where I was born, Stoke-on-Trent is quite a small town.
yep.
But Lemmy was born 5 minutes from my house.
Really?
Slash was born 5 minutes from my house.
Wow.
I
I
didn't
don't know if
even
you
know.
guys ever heard of Robbie Williams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
He went to the same school as my son.
Wow.
Wow.
God is my witness. I never knew Slash was British.
I didn't either. I thought he was American.
I did not know
I
that.
didn't know that.
His,
He's from Stoke-on-Trent.
No,
That's
kidding.
awesome.
That is amazing.
Yeah, and Robbie Williams actually turned up. My sister got married in Stoke, and the wedding reception was held in a pub across the road from where Robbie Williams used to live. And Take That, his boy band came out. He turned up at my sister's wedding.
Wow.
Wow.
That's how small Stoke-on-Trent
right.
is.
Wow. This.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is
But anyway, we're going to
Yeah.
get back to what you were saying. So I wrote this story about a groupie. Then I got married
Yeah.
really young, had a child, and everything stopped because fatherhood.
Well, yeah,
Absolutely,
We're
we
all
know.
we're all parents.
It
So
trumps everything. So fatherhood, and nothing happened for years, and this story just sat there forever. Still never went back to it because it's probably been done to death by now. And then got divorced. I was single for a long time, dabbled, wrote a few bits and pieces, never really got into it. Got married, moved over here,
yeah.
and my first day job, I was talking about, I really want to start writing again.
Yeah.
It's killing me not doing this, and now I have the time,
Yeah.
but I don't know what to write. And one of the guys who used to work with says, leave it with me. I'm going to come up with an idea. And
Okay.
whatever I come up with, you have to write it.
All right.
I'm like, okay.
That's cool.
And
That's
he was,
awesome.
I don't know if this exists anywhere else. He's a treasurer for his high school's funeral fund. So if anyone in their
Wow.
class
Wow.
dies and
Dies,
they don't
yeah.
have funds to cover
Yeah.
a funeral, they all pitch in and help
Oh,
out.
no, that's an awesome concept.
It really is. Yeah.
No doubt.
that's a really close knit group then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so every morning I'd be at work kind of checking in. He'd be scanning the obituaries.
Huh.
Because obviously they're not all in touch.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Everybody kind of moves away. And he said, I've got it. Write a romantic comedy about funerals.
Wow.
Really?
I'm like, oh, that sounds easy enough.
Yeah. Well, you know.
A, I didn't know I wanted to write a romantic comedy, and B, how the heck do you write a romantic comedy about funerals?
It's
And that's how A Reason to Grieve came about. So I
Right.
did
Yeah.
it.
And that was your first.
That was
book.
my first ever book. So I wrote Reason to Grieve, made all the errors that you ever make,
Yeah.
but got the bug. That was the kickstart. Then it started, and I'm like, you know what? I want bullets and stuff, and spies, and
Absolutely. See, yeah.
I want to write that stuff. And so I came up where the guy walks into a bar,
Right.
and I decided at the time I'm going to do this. I want to do this. So, excuse me. So I went to book signings, and Imaginarium wasn't around then, but there was something called the Kentuckiana Authors Blitz.
Oh, okay.
And it was like a massive room. Just follow authors. They do book signings and get-togethers and so on.
Right.
It's just getting started again. So when we finished, if any of you are interested, I'll get you the website.
Definitely so. Yeah, because we're all we're where you are, where you were. One book in. I mean,
One book in.
yeah.
Well,
for me, and the guys here, they're just on the cusp.
Lucinda Delio set it up. You may have met her at Imaginarium.
I think so.
Who was it? Sorry.
Lucinda Delio. She used to write under the name Addie Eve. She wrote
Okay.
her books are just
I did see her. I think I don't.
Yeah.
think I really had any conversations with her. but-
My Beautiful Suicide. I think it's called. I can't remember the name of the book now. It's such a long time ago since I read it. It's so dark.
there's
really,
a place,
really
there's a
dark.
market for
dark.
that.
Oh,
There's-
they're awesome. They're really good books.
Yeah.
So anyway, going to these book blitzes, I got to meet Tony Akery.
There you go.
Yep.
Who
Yep.
You know from.
Yeah, we do.
Imaginarium
Yeah, that's
probably.
right.
Tony's a great guy.
He's an awesome guy. And Steve Zimmer.
Yeah, that's
who
right.
Runs Seventh
Runs.
Breath
Yep.
And does he
Does
organizes
Imaginarium, yeah.
Imaginarium now. Got to meet them, and so I wrote Guy Walks Into a Bar, and back in the day, this was before major flash drive usage and so on.
Sure.
I printed out the books on A4 paper.
Really?
My final draft, as
Yeah.
it were.
For you Americans, I think that's just 8.5 by 11.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Standard, like this.
A4, just
yeah.
standard photocopy
Yeah.
paper.
Yep.
And I went to a book signing, and they'd given me so much advice after we was into Grieve. Both of them had helped me so much. So I handed them both just as a thank you.
Yeah.
I've written this. I just want to give it to you as a thanks for all the help you've given me, and they still do, to be fair. And I still remember to this day, Steve was like, "Oh, there's going to be a bidding war for this," and I'm like,
Yeah, right. Sure.
yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice? Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice?" And then I was going through it again and got stuck, and so I reached out to Tony and said,
Yeah.
"Can I get some advice about this?" It's like, "Sure, let's just meet for lunch."
Sure.
And I want to say, I think it was called the Raven at the time, and it's gone now. The Raven's gone now, but the pub that used to be the Raven.
Yeah, down
Yeah.
in St. Matthews. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've been there a couple of times. That's right. It has changed. I think it's a Mexican restaurant, but it was really great. Yeah, I know.
Brilliant
Hey, the Irish Rover's just up the street, and Molly Malone. So you get a little of that.
Yeah, that same kind of atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we met there, and I'm asking for advice, and he's like, "Can I just put something by you?" And I said, "Absolutely." He says, "If I offered you a contract to go with Hadwell Publications, would you be interested?" I'm like,
I was going to ask you how you got published because
Yeah.
that's
How
I
long
know-
did it take you to say yes?
about negative 5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I think I was mid beer and almost choked, and I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's how I got started properly.
Right.
Tony signed with Hadwell Publications, Go Out Into a Bar, whatever it takes.
Right.
We talked
Which
about
you've
that
just rewritten. I mean, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Talked about that a little earlier, and then the Old Farts Club books.
Yeah, absolutely. Which it's on my list. I haven't got there to that one.
Yeah,
But
well,
that was a mini series.
It's ongoing. I'm waiting for the next idea.
Gotcha. Okay.
Ah.
Right. So
Yeah,
it's intended to be a.
So the old Farts Club books are these are ones I read the backs of, I think, when at Imaginarium. So these are retired special ops type guys that get kind of pulled into jobs, right?
Yes, they all have nicknames. I won't give any details away, but I like to think of them as the 18 for now.
Okay.
There you go.
Absolutely.
They've all got unique skills.
Yeah.
They're just veterans.
It's that Liam Neeson. I have some
I have
lethal skills. That's
A
right.
pity to
That's
fool.
right. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we
Yeah.
can do well now.
Yeah, so they all have different skills, and the first one starts off as an entire accident where one of the characters named Dud is on vacation in Jamaica, and we just got back from Jamaica, which gave it that if you've ever been, we went to visit Bob Marley's compound, which is at the top of a mountain,
Yeah.
and there's only one way up, and it's precarious to say the least.
Yeah.
And if there's something coming in the opposite direction, it's as we say in England, squeaky bum time, because
Okay, got that one.
Yeah.
Writing that one down. is
Yes, writing that one down
That's
for
right.
sure.
Yeah,
Squeaky bum
you
time.
are like half a tire over the edge of a cliff.
Oh wow.
But I mean, they do it every day, so obviously
Yeah.
they're just used to it. But when you're sitting on that side of the bus and you can see right down there, you're like, "Oh my days, this is a little bit scary."
Everybody move to the center. Move to the center.
No doubt, yeah. Transfer the weight.
Lean to the right. Lean to the right.
Yeah.
So you we talked a little bit about this. You steal from all sorts of sources when you write. Am I right?
I think everybody.
Yeah, I think everybody does.
I think we
yeah.
do, but I think because reading your Father Black series, which is bloody well awesome, I can tell you that right now. I've read the first book. I'm working on the second, and I told him the character of Emmy is absolutely my personal. I love strong female protagonists, and she's supporting character. But as you said, you've had folks that want you to write a series with her. Count me in that list.
Emmy books.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's really a fantastic character, and all that. And you kind of walk through some of this, and you realize because you set this in Louisville.
All bar one of my books is set in Louisville.
Awesome. I love that because one
He's
of my
doing that, and he's doing that.
yes.
Martin
'Cause
and
one of the
Francis.
things that
Robert.
bothers me the most about, especially visual media, but also a lot of traditional publishing, is that everything that is urban is either L.A., Chicago, or New York,
Right.
Yeah.
and the entire rest of the country is urban or suburban or rural.
Flyover
Doesn't even
state.
exist,
Yeah.
and that just really bothers me. And Louisville it's a great town for a lot of reasons. Obviously, I chose to live here, partially because I met my wife here. So, kind of like you, didn't really have much of a choice.
She chose
here,
to live
literally.
here.
Exactly. But Louisville, it's such a great city, and it's small enough to be close knit, and friendly, but big enough to have enough variety to set any story here.
Yeah, it's
tons
a
of
small town that's got some size. To
It's
it.
I call it the biggest small town or the smallest big city you'll ever see.
It's about 3 degrees of separation here instead of the 6.
Yeah.
It doesn't take.
You go to
too
where
long.
he's from, it's like 1 degree.
Well, yeah, that's right. We're all related, but that's
His family tree does not branch.
it's a bush.
It's a bush.
Right. It's a straight up and down.
Yes.
But I really love the fact that you've done that. Of course, the fact that your main character protagonist is a priest, a Catholic priest. Well, you got 3 Catholic deacons sitting here around, and I'll give you a compliment on this one. You got the church stuff right.
Tons of research.
I was going to say, well, you got 3 living resources here to help you if you ever have any questions.
I
But
appreciate that. The hardest part was justifying what he does
yeah,
and finding the right Bible verses, because he's not so much in this new book. He's kind of accepted his role.
the
what he had to do.
duality of this.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It had to happen. It had to happen because.
But initially he had to justify some way. I'm doing
Yeah.
this. How can I justify this?
Well, there's that tension there in that first book that I don't really want to do this, but I'm being forced into this, and then
Yeah.
but it morphs from there.
But if you go through the first book and count the amount of people that he actually kills,
Yeah.
he doesn't really kill anybody.
Well, that's true. Emmy's the better one with that. That's,
They either kill one another,
that's right. Yeah.
but he's still
Well,
part of it.
That's true because I was thinking about that as I read through that. I'm thinking, well, is he gonna? Because I was thinking like an author. Is he gonna let him lean into being the killer or shy away from that? There's that beautiful tension of he's a priest. He's not supposed to want to do this, but he has to do this. So how do you? Of course, that's the beauty of this whole series is that you can bring that tension together, along with the tension with him and Emmy, that sexual tension, and as well as that partnership, and as that you don't trust her, and again, I'm trying my very best not to spoil a darn thing.
Well, you're doing a great
But,
job
but
of
I'm-
teasing it because I'm going to go buy this book.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, I got the signed copies right over here. They're actually, I think you signed them to Her Majesty, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Yeah, but hey,
Yep.
she loves Mick. She's kind of upset
Yes.
that she couldn't be here today because she. Now, in fairness, and you all know this, my wife's ADHD. It's hard for her to sit down and read, so she's been trying to work through these.
Get through them.
They've been here on this, but I do want to talk to you about. But you've written in multiple genres. How the hell?
Yes.
I mean, I get that you talked with Tony, and we love Tony on that. His Victor series is set in Louisville.
Yes,
love that. Absolutely
good.
fantastic. I mean, it's brilliant stuff. I know he's doing some Netflix work and stuff like that. But how is it? And of course, now we're starting in the genre. I mean, I'm writing thrillers, espionage thrillers, more or less. Robert's writing,
Supernatural horror / thriller.
yeah, because it started out as fantasy sci-fi.
No.
It just, I
No, it's
don't-
always been more
it
super.
has. I wasn't really sure.
Yeah,
how,
no, it's always been supernatural.
Because you've gotten it down to a definitive, and I had the same problem. Is how the hell do you to categorize this? How do you put it in a genre? His is pretty easy. It's simply a crime fiction.
Yeah.
That's the best way to write that out there. So much of everything that we do as writers depends on that magical genre.
Right.
That's where the market is. That's how you have to approach it. That's everything is about that. There are conventions you have to work with. There are tropes you have to either address or ignore. All of that sort of stuff. How did you end up writing in multiple genres?
By whatever cropped up.
Really?
Basically, yeah.
So you let your muse tell you?
It started, as we said,
Yeah.
as romantic comedy, and
Yeah.
that choice was made for me.
Right. Yeah.
And-
But that's not where you landed.
Not at all. No, I've been fortunate in some respects. I've always worked in retail, and so
Okay.
you always get told, write what you know. And
Sure.
I know
yeah,
retail,
we
I know
hear that-
retail inside out, from district manager level
Yeah.
down to working the counter.
Right.
And so I had an idea one time. I don't know if you ever saw the show called You that was on Netflix.
You.
It was about a bloke who stalked women, and it was narrated in the first person. So
I don't recall this.
Didn't see that one.
very, very well written.
Yeah.
I have to look for that.
His name is Joe, and he sees a woman and basically fantasizes about her. So and it goes long like I woke this morning and I followed you down the street, and you're watching him walk down the street, but he's not speaking; he's talking as a narrator.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that would be. I want to write a book like that.
Yeah, isn't it something how you get these little twinges? And I know Robert has said this. You can't read like you used to read. You can't watch
can't.
TV like you used to watch TV. Everything is
changed.
Everything has changed. You're absorbing all this stuff. And I mean, I'm sitting here with Her Majesty, usually right over there where Martin's sitting. That's where she sits. This is where I sit. And we're watching something. I mean, it might be something dumb. It might be something great. But all of a sudden you pull up and say, "Oh my God! Did you realize how great how well written that scene was?" She's finally gotten to the point where she doesn't poo-poo me. She kind of gets, yeah, I get that. You know, it's a thing that you can tell a well-written a series, especially Watson. I don't know if you guys are watching that on CBS. It's a Sherlock Holmes redo, which hey, it's public domain. You can do that stuff now, and it's fantastic the way that they're writing that. And I'm looking through there, and you know, this could have been dumb, but because you got a good team of writers sitting there. Watching Star Trek: The Next Generation with my son, he's come back around and realized that this was pretty good. Dad's been a big fan. Maybe I should try to do that. And some of it's a little bit of a bonding while he's living here with us. But you watch some of these shows, third season, fourth season, and on. Chain of Command, The Defector, Yesterday's Enterprise, Best of Both Worlds, and he's all of a sudden gets his eyes open and realizes, holy crap, this was written. This is a good story. And
Best of Both Worlds is
absolutely. I mean, it's still the
best.
standard.
Yeah.
We got married literally the weekend after that the first part premiered, and we went to a cliffhanger, which we'd never done. And that's all we were talking about at my wedding. At least us guys
three
were.
of us, yeah.
Yeah. It's,
So we were talking about genre hopping. Or are you continuing to change genres, or have you settled into one particular?
funny you should say that. so yeah, I was saying, so Final Clearance came about from the stalking people.
Right.
That's a guy in retail who murders a customer and gets away with this and thinks, oh, I'm actually quite good at this. So that's like the dark comedy thriller. I was going to say, I saw Hope's Game over there.
That's correct. That's right. That was one of the ones I was going to ask you about because that is completely different.
That's the only sci-fi I've ever written, but I only wrote it because it's based on a screenplay from a really good friend of mine in Stoke named Craig.
I was going to ask how that could, because I saw the notation. I said, wait a
Dedication.
minute. Okay.
But he wrote the screenplay for that.
Yeah.
And they were filming it before COVID happened.
Oh, okay.
Closed everything down. They lost all the funding, so it never got made.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what a shame.
So you novelized it,
But
right?
he passed me the screenplay and said, would you mind taking a look at this and just see what you think? And I read it through and I'm like, this would make such a good book.
And so you did.
And he's like, well, write it. And I'm like, seriously? And bear in mind, it's like I think it's like 104 pages. And if you've ever seen the screenplay, they only use the middle of the page.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's not that many words in a screenplay. And I'm like, how am I going to make an entire novel out of 100 pages where you've only used half the page? It's probably 50 pages of notes.
Right.
And it's like, just go with it. Do whatever you want. If you need to expand anything, add scenes, add characters, whatever you want to do, just go with it. That's the premise.
All right. And you made a sharing deal with him, I guess, about it, or was it just a notation?
Just to get on with it.
Yeah, just you said, just give me a little credit.
The idea was going to be that the movie came out and the book was going to tie in with it.
Oh, okay.
Of course, the film never happened.
Right. Well, that's the one book, the first book that you recommended to my wife when she met you at
Based on what she likes to read.
That's correct. That's right. That's why you recommended that.
And that's the only one that's set in England.
Ah,
Really?
Interesting.
Okay.
Because that's where the screenplay was set.
Okay. Well, that makes
That makes sense, yeah.
Because flipping through these here, and like I say, I'm a huge Father Black fan, but that's my genre. That's kind of my stuff, and and the old farts too. That's my thing here. I don't know that I would.
That's because you are an old fart.
Absolutely, proudly of that. I just turned 60.
Yes, we all are.
Just turned 60. So they're giving. I'm the oldest of the group, so they're giving me lots of, I suppose, deserved crap.
I am not far behind you.
That's right. It's
Well, I hit it in the summer.
That's right. So
Martin hits it a month after me.
don't you think we ain't gonna just pile on, boys?
Oh, absolutely. I would be disappointed if you did not.
That's exactly right.
Well, we need to figure out about a party, man. Maybe we can have a little joint party or something.
That's a
That's
good
not a
idea.
bad idea.
60, yeah.
That's right. Then you can officially join the Old Farts Club.
Yes. Martin has been an old fart since he was about 30, though.
Well, that's right. He's been telling people to get off his lawn for what, a decade now.
At least.
Longer than that.
That's
Yeah,
right.
At least.
Let's transition over to just for a moment.
All right.
to the-
All right. Yep. Hit
Word
it.
boner.
Oh, sorry,
Wrong
sorry,
one.
wrong button. I can barely see the words.
It's
so
hard
yeah,
to get.
it
good
happens,
It's
you know.
hard to get good help these days.
It's age.
Bourbon break.
All right. Yeah. Absolutely.
And you picked a good time, and we were 34 minutes in.
All right. Well, I've just naturally seemed like a good moment to slide into that. As Mick, as you know, because you did listen to a few of our episodes,
I
right?
did.
I appreciate
Oh,
that.
thank
That's
you,
right.
man.
And you still came on the show. I'm very impressed.
That's
Well, I parked facing the out so I can get away quick.
okay.
Ah, there you go.
There you
Smart
go.
move.
Right.
Smart move. Yeah.
Fits in great. It fits in great.
That's right. Yeah. We
Already.
I pulled out. I didn't pull everything, but I just pulled out a big selection of stuff. Figure whatever.
You picked a
people-
fine selection,
Well,
sir.
thank
Oh,
you,
man.
sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I wanted to give a good variety of stuff for everybody to try and to do. If you did differently or you did the same, it doesn't matter. I'll just kind of start, I guess. I went ahead and I was talking to Mick about this. This Hemingway rye. I think I'm the. I know Cajun has some of it, but I'm the only one of us that bought any of that.
Yeah.
And normally rye is. Yes, I know Martin is definitely not a fan. Robert.
It depends.
I mean, yeah, Robert and I are lean more towards the weeded stuff.
Right.
A little more. Yeah.
But
But I mean, I can do a rye. And,
well, I
and
mean, I know
rye
the
bourbon.
Sazerac rye that Andre and I had is fantastic.
See, now I did not care for the Sazerac rye. At all.
Really, I've got a bottle in there. I actually haven't cracked it, but I've
I mean, you know,
because I drank Andre's. You know, that's-
would I drink it?
we had it.
Yes, but it just did not do a thing for
Yeah.
me.
But this
the-
this Hemingway rye is a superb blend,
Yes.
shall we say? It has got a sweet, almost candy-like taste when you first
Yeah.
pop it in your mouth, and then the rye comes out, and you get that spice. It's not a peppery spice. It's something different, and I'll give kudos to the folks, and we talked to them and had a really good conversation with them. I mean, they bought Ernest Hemingway's name to put it onto this, and they just
Licensed.
license. That's true. That's right. Yeah, and they use that as just kind of their marketing shtick. But daggone, they make a really good rye, and that's all they do. They're a very small distillery.
The cool thing about rye is that it's very film noir.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah. So that's what rye whiskey always suggests to me,
Really?
because it's the Bogart movie that's film noir. Not the Maltese Falcon, but the other one.
Sam, it's with Sam Spade. The oh gosh, if you hadn't said the Big Sleep.
The Big Sleep.
Yeah.
The Big Sleep. He walks into the bookstore with Dorothy Malone. He says, "I got a bottle of good rye in my pocket," and she pulls the shades down and locks the door.
Wow.
So I love that part of the movie. So that's what rye always says to me. Rye whiskey is always very Bogart, film noir. So I love that.
Isn't it funny? I mean, Don Draper would have a field day with that
Yeah.
because that is truly a marketing genius that I guarantee you none of the rye distillers ever thought about. But that's what speaks to you. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what makes.
Yeah, rye whiskey is very Bogart to me.
Yeah, and it's different, and I kind of like it at times. But there are times because I've had different ones, and sometimes they can be harsh.
Yes.
This one
That
definitely
peppery bite can be very, very
And
harsh.
I know some people like it. This one here, I'm not a big fan of that. This is excellent though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mick, what did you get?
I got the Eagle Rare.
Ah,
Good choice.
It does-
Good
Never
choice.
tried it before.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better. It really
It
is
is very, very
good stuff.
smooth.
Yeah.
yes. At 10 years, it's a great bottle.
It is. I've seemed to have spilled most of it. I hate when that happens.
That's
Spilled it right under your nose.
That's
Under my
right.
nose.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think you all are way ahead of me in terms of I've really struggled. We went to the Maker's Mark distillery one time.
Yeah.
That's a great tour.
Great tour. Yeah.
I love that. Just the location. I love the bourbon anyway, but the location's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right out.
And the drive down there's not.
Right out in the middle of Marion County, Kentucky. It's just
It's
in
just
the middle of nowhere.
Gorgeous place.
I mean,
it really
Everything's
is.
old and traditional. But Samuel's Jr.
Uh-huh.
was in the tasting room.
Whoa.
When we went
yeah.
in. So he
Yeah.
did like this half-hour talk on how to taste whiskey, how it hits different parts of your tongue.
Yep.
And I'm down if I can remember the talk now. It's years ago. I've tried different whiskies or different bourbons. I'm sorry, and tried to pick out
Yeah.
what's what. And all I get is I got notes of bourbon,
Yeah.
notes of alcohol.
Well, that's. See, I'm the same way, and I think. Do you drink soft drinks?
in bourbon.
Okay, I was going to say
I
because
don't drink soft drinks
really?
at all on their own.
okay, because I do, and I drink sugar drinks, and it's messed with my palate.
It
I
does.
cannot pick up the things. Martin does not drink, and he's kind of like our master taster.
Well, and Cajun too.
Cajun
yeah,
too,
He's,
that's
he's
right.
got
He's-
a little bit more of the sophisticated.
Yeah.
Well,
Culinary school for him. it
yeah,
really
and that
helped.
really helps. Brother Andre has been pretty good about picking out some particular notes.
I just can't do it. I'm kind of like you. It's bourbon. It's good. I've gotten better, and these guys have helped me up my game because they've taught me things, what they've said, and I'm kind of comparing that to what I tasted and learning a little.
Yeah.
It's actually a fun process.
I'm getting there in terms of like we mentioned makers,
Uh-huh.
and people. I don't know if it's just me. I love Makers 46, and people are like,
Yes, 46 is an
like-
excellent bottle.
It
Yeah, but
is.
it seems
Not
like
a
it gets
thing
put
wrong with
down as like a baseline. Well, if you want a cheap bourbon, pick up Makers 46. I'm like, I love Makers 46.
It's great. I mean,
I tell you,
some of it we did an episode on cheaper bourbons, and some of them, there's
I
really
tell you what, there's nothing. Yeah, I mean,
nothing wrong with that.
Price point is
Wild
not the
Turkey's
determination.
$20, and Wild Turkey's awesome.
Yeah,
It is.
We,
You know,
we use
and
that.
and it says on the bottle you'll get pear and vanilla,
And you get it.
pear and vanilla.
Like 46.
I love
says
it.
Absolutely.
Vanilla
46.
and oak.
Love it.
Very much so. 46.
Yes.
I actually do get with that drink. I do get that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
46 is an excellent bottle. Maker's cask strength is relatively new, last few years. And Martin and I had it at Bellarmine. They
Yeah.
had a tasting event there, and that was the first place we had it. And it was fantastic.
It's high proof,
It's
isn't it?
less than it's like 114, 100.
Yeah, which that to me is just
I struggle with that.
same here.
See,
It
I
gives
like
me
the
a headache.
higher
It
proof.
gives me a headache. If you bloom it like this, it
Well,
helps.
and that's the thing. The
that's
higher
a little bit.
proof, really, you do need some ice to kind of help mellow that out, but it does change the taste quite a bit. But that the higher proofs, I tend to get more flavors out of.
And someone told me the other day, one of the guys that comes into our store said that you only get the flavors with the higher proofs.
yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's
Well,
what,
I can't use the exact phrase that my brother calls it, but he calls bourbon Bernie.
that's right.
S-H apostrophe T.
Yeah, that's right.
He calls it Bernie, and he just does not like it. He
Really?
says
Okay.
it's
I
not
wonder
a
if he-
flavor. It's like eating a hot curry.
Is it
Does
an,
he-
is it an English thing or is it just that's just his taste?
He just doesn't like it.
Well,
Does he
hey,
drink it neat or does he drink it on the rocks?
Neither.
Neither.
Well,
Well, I mean,
just-
when he's had it.
Oh, when he's tried it, I think he's tried both.
Yeah, I was gonna say we learned pretty early. I mean, some people like it neat. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, it's-
But blooming it is how it's intended to be over ice, and let it naturally just kind of.
Some bourbons are better neat. For instance, there's a small bottle behind you on the end there, Blanton's.
Yeah,
It's the one with the horses on top. You see it in practically all the movies because it's such a distinctive bottle and all that. But it's one that, for me, I cannot drink on the rocks because once it starts to bloom and to the ice melts, there's just nothing there. I mean, it's still alcohol.
Kills it, basically.
There's
The,
no
the
there.
Yeah.
Eagle Rare that Mick is drinking, I'm also drinking. That's another one that you don't want to bloom because when I first tasted it, it was incredibly smooth and good. And as it blooms and
This is basically colored water now.
Yeah, it's
No.
you lose all the flavor.
I would disagree. I think Eagle Rare stands up pretty well to blooming.
I do too.
But
But also,
Blanton's-
you have to be careful
Blanton's
how
I've-
much ice.
yeah, I mean, I get
You
what
use.
Robert said about Blanton's. For me, it also can kind of just be very neutral, kind of
Yes.
bland.
bloom. There's no
when
there
when you start getting the ice melting.
There's a very narrow window to,
But,
how
like,
much you want it to bloom. is all
I
it is.
personally think there can be a lot of flavor in low proofers.
Yes,
Like,
there
I
can
agree.
absolutely.
Wild
again,
Turkey is a
Wild
perfect
Turkey's
example.
86.
Perfect.
Well, the Woodford
It's-
Double Oaked, it's I think 86, and it is or somewhere
And
around.
Basil
93.
Hayden's only
Basil Hayden is
he's
80.
like 80 or something.
yeah,
Yeah,
and those are
So,
really great.
yeah.
Great
I
Four
don't
Roses.
think I don't think you have to have high proof to have
No, you
some
don't.
flavor.
I tend to like the higher proofs just because for me that's
And
just
that's
what I like.
what's so fun about all this is that
Yeah,
there's such a variety, a plurality of ways that you can enjoy this product.
yeah.
And the thing that has, obviously we have been doing this now for quite a while drinking. We have drank more bourbon in the last few years than the entire rest of our lives combined
Yeah, we
because of what we do here on the show. And one of the things that it has really afforded us is the variety that we never had before. Of course, now that we're older, we also have a little bit more disposable income.
Yeah, the kids are finally going off, and
So, yeah, we
graduating
can-
college.
I
all
don't
this
have to
money.
spend $200 on them. I can spend $200 on bourbon. So
Yeah. So we've been able to experiment, and we've come to realize that it's not just the proof. Proof is probably the last thing that goes into the taste, determining taste.
Yeah.
It's the mash bill. What's the percentage of corn versus rye and malted barley and wheat? And this is, I think I would love to know more about, is what's the yeast strain that starts out the process?
Yeah, that's the
Because
magic.
that's where I think where the real magic happens. Because you can take the same mash bill, put it in a different yeast strain, and you're going to get different tasting bourbon.
There's a
Now,
story.
the aging is also going to affect it, obviously.
There's a story told to me by my good friend Dennis Minch, who was the master chemist at Jim Beam for many, many years, parishioner of mine, and he knew Booker No, who was the master distiller for so long. His son Fred, who I actually met several times, is the master distiller now. But
Yep.
Booker was like the guy. He's the one that expanded the line, that came up with Knob Creek and Booker's, obviously, and Basil Hayden and all these others. And Booker used to take, according to Dennis, he would take the original mash home with him every night in a cooler and bring it back the next day.
yep.
It, it was that.
I always heard that story. Yeah.
That was the secret
That's
sauce.
how they. Yeah. That's how they maintain the security of the mesh.
It's because
That original
everything was
yeast.
built upon that, and of course, Jim Beam is an enormous, great product. They've done some really great stuff with I see Dennis every week, and I told him last week. I said, do you really realize that Booker was such a visionary that the idea of line expansion was unheard of before he did that?
Yeah, you had your brand, and that's what you promoted.
That's all you did. I mean, and you.
I'm pretty sure he probably realizes that.
I know, I know, but it's just I just had to say that to him. I said it was just something that that changed everything. And now look at where we've come.
Martin, what are you drinking? Because I want to get around to all of us.
Yes. So, well, first, you guys doing the Eagle Rare, excellent choice.
Yeah,
Excellent choice. You
some of the
cannot go
best.
wrong with Eagle Rare.
Nope,
That
not at all.
10-year aging, excellent. I poured the Blueprint,
Steelhouse, yes.
not the old Steelhouse, but the
Oh,
Blueprint.
That's right.
Excellent.
'Cause they are the same, but they're not, because the Blueprint is the first version. Old Steelhouse is the second version.
Yeah, and that's what the distillery is called, is Old Steelhouse. It is in Bardstown.
It's
Right. That's another one we got.
We tried it at
Oxus-
Bellarmine, yes.
Oxus
Bellarmine.
Creek, which is actually a little bit north of there, that we did it. And I've got both of them. I deliberately put both of them out. I haven't cracked the Old Steelhouse because that was the second version. They waited. I mean, they shared some of it with us at Bourbon Fest, which I was stunned. It's one of my very favorites.
Yeah.
It was very good, yeah.
And I just that's why I put both of them out there. But
So I feel like that Blueprint is very much in a proof sweet spot because it's the 100.
Yep.
That's your bottled in bond
yep,
proof mark. And I just generally, I'm coming more and more to feel like that 100 proof is
Yes.
that's where you want to be. That stuff, man, that Blueprint is good.
it is. That's my second bottle.
It's
I've actually we've
really good. I may have to see if I can get a hold of a bottle somewhere.
Evergreen has it, and it is available up here. You might have a hard time finding the Blueprint variety because that was the first version.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Old Steelhouse is second. That's pretty readily available.
Yeah.
If you can find any of that Blueprint brand, snap it up because, as you've noticed, damn, it's good. It might
Yeah.
be my favorite these days.
It really is super. I mean, I know we've had it on the show before. We've tasted it before, but like this cherry plus vanilla cream
See, our master taster. He
to
knows
it,
this stuff.
I'm just like,
That sounds good.
man, it's
It's
good.
Yeah,
Oh, it's really good. It's
might have to try that one for the next time. That's right.
a
It's,
touch of sweet, but not overpowering sweet.
Yep.
And just again, I'm hoping I'm getting it right. It tastes like a little bit of like a little cherry to it, and then followed by like a little bit of that like vanilla cream.
The guys at Old
And
Steelhouse are
it's-
doing
and-
pretty
and
well.
you notice that my glass is empty
Yeah.
already.
Yes.
They've
So-
opened a tasting room in Bardstown.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which is a thing.
it's-
So that's I've been meaning to say that's one of the things we need to do, guys.
I mean,
is get out there for that.
I'm really hoping they survive
And
the
succeed,
the
yeah.
bubble popping or shrinking or whatever's going on right now.
If there is such a thing, that it's
No, there definitely is.
Yeah.
If you look at the numbers
there's
that
a,
have been
there's a
reported,
contraction in the market.
there's a
Yeah.
contraction. Yeah,
because obviously the export market has definitely been impacted by tariffs and what have
Well,
you.
that's true. This might be a forced
And
issue.
the
Yeah.
internal market is affected by inflation. People just don't have as much money. So more casual drinkers
Yeah.
don't have as much money. So I think the bigger lines are probably paring back. Like, for instance, Jim Beam, the Winter Reserve we liked so much.
Yeah.
They're done with that. Our sacristan works at Jim Beam, and he was telling me, he said, I got bad news. I was like, oh no, what happened? It's like, they're not making Winter Reserve anymore. It's like, damn, oh no.
And it might not just be inflation. It might also be the fad of bourbon is switching.
Yeah,
That's that nebulous part that people can't get their fingers on. But you're right. That's been speculated
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is that where we're at?
it was fueled by John Wick stuff. That was where Blanton's had that prominent product placement, and and so everything. There was that moment when we were younger, where like vodka was the thing.
Yeah, in
And
college, vodka was
that,
huge.
That market faded in the '90s, and these markets are cyclical. So
yeah.
bourbon faded.
What are you
Andre?
drinking?
Andre, I'm drinking Eagle Rare, and again, this is probably the first bourbon that I could honestly say that I prefer neat instead of bloomed.
Really? Yeah.
Because with the first sip on it, usually with a bourbon, you get the burning that Mick's brother talks about. This one was incredibly smooth, had notes of toffee and orange peel.
Oh, listen to this.
This man,
That's a bit.
we bow to you, sir. I mean,
And then as it bloomed, I'm losing those notes. It still has a nice flavor, and you still get a little bit of it has a lingering on the tongue.
isn't that something that you could?
And that's one of the things I like about a bourbon like Eagle Rare is because it's multifaceted.
Yeah.
You get certain things up front, and then you get certain things that appear at the end of the
See,
that
that's
hang
that's
back.
a mark of a really
Yeah.
superior bourbon.
It is.
You can-
That's a Buffalo Trace product, and it is just they do a fine job on just about everything.
Isn't that interesting too? Because it didn't start. They didn't originate that. Seagram's owned that brand for many years. In fact,
The brands have been bought and sold so much
I
that
know, it's hard
almost
to-
none of them belong to where they came from.
I know, because I was telling Mick that my very first bourbon I ever had, I wish Cajun was here because he had it with me, was at my sister's first communion when I was 10 or 11. And my dad bought, because he worked for Seagram's. I mean, he was at the distillery, and that Eagle Rare was their high end. That's the expensive stuff. It was probably $20 a bottle at the time, where it came in a wooden case, and that was, hey, it was a special occasion. And I was able to convince my mother. I guess she'd had a few because she must have, or she was distracted because I was able to have some of that with Coke and Cajun share.
When you're 10, that's acceptable.
When you're
Eagle
10,
Rare and Coke. Oh my
Hey,
God!
it's
Go
a-
to confession.
but I was 10 years old, guys, so it was.
It's acceptable when you're 10.
It was my first bourbon
Oh,
experience.
God.
But I mean, it was good. I mean, and that's a strange thing for a 10-year-old to be able to say.
It was the Coke.
It was the Coke, probably, but hey, it was the beginning. Where you start. Now you've come along to.
So what I just heard
50 years
Francis say, listeners, this is not the case, is that Francis became an alcoholic at the age of 10.
I got the same thing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, we were talking before about there's a place you all need to try
Yep.
called Off the Rails Winery. Every time I talk to anybody about
I've heard of it.
it's what a place. I mean,
Where's it at?
it's in Butchell. So if you go down Bardstown
It's
Road,
here?
It's,
Uh-huh.
it's near the railroad tracks, right?
It's on the it's
It's
right
right
off.
there.
That's why it's called Off the Rails. It's right off
duh.
the side
Yeah,
of the railroad
that's
tracks. If you go over the tracks, you're going too far. Turn left at the tracks,
Uh-huh.
and it's right there.
Yeah,
It's
and you did a signing there
I did a
recently.
I launched whatever it takes there.
Oh,
and
yes.
also collateral damage there. And I think if they'll let me, I'll launch all my books there because I love the place. The people are amazing. The place is amazing. Everything in there is from Kentucky.
Nice.
Nothing else. Everything in there. All the bourbon, all the beers are craft beers made in Kentucky.
I love that.
All the liquors are from Kentucky.
Yeah.
And their bourbon, the back wall is full of bourbon. It's just a bourbon
Nice.
wall.
Oh man, this is.
And
Why aren't we recording there today?
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
why don't we do
really.
that?
You know
because
what?
we
If-
need a local
if we ask
local
them,
joint.
I'm sure
yeah.
I'll mention it to Kenny.
Yeah, we'd love
he would
that.
Probably be like, come on down.
Well, that'd be fantastic. We'd love to do that.
Well,
We've done some we've done some weird on the road stuff. We went and recorded at St. Meinrad. That's been quite a few
Which
years
is
now.
a
I mean,
seminary.
yeah,
Yeah, that was
a long
early
time.
in the OG era.
That's
Yeah.
right. We went to it's a seminary up there, but it's where we all were formed here, and we did stuff. and it's a huge, it's a monastery. So they had plenty of space. Though, and I told him, I said, well, we're just coming up. Can we have a room? We're going to record a podcast, and you could hear the lady on the other end go, well, holy crap! I mean, she didn't say it, but come on, we'd love to have you do that.
The acoustics in the monastery must have been.
Well,
insane.
absolutely. I mean,
Well, I mean, it's just a conference room where
it's
we
just a
did
conference
it.
room that we used, but
Could have done
it was
natural-
really kind of
natural
fun.
ambience.
We have
Oh, wouldn't that have been great though to do that in the church?
Imagine the ambience. It would have been.
Yeah.
Well, the president rector walked past, whom I know, and Martin was all over me. Get him, come on, let's.
It was
interview
Dennis,
him."
wasn't it?
Father Dennis. that's
Yeah.
You do
right,
not
yeah.
want Father Dennis on this podcast. He would upstage all of us.
Oh my gosh, he is one of the funniest men I have ever met.
I did when I went and got my master's up there through them. I did a mass with him, and I knew him. We'd encountered him, but I never served with him. And I came up to him and I said, Father, hey, I'm going to be serving with you tomorrow. I'll be your deacon. I just need to know how you like things. And he turned to me and says, don't worry. If you make a mistake, I'll taser you.
I'm not sure he was kidding.
Deadpan. I'm not sure he was kidding. That's right. But
He's going in a book.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
my story's going to be. I've not been procrastinating or anything. I'm trying to find the mix because off the rails when I did my signing, we finished up, and Kenny, as a Marine veteran, he runs the
Oh,
place.
okay.
He has an awesome voice, plays a stunning acoustic guitar. He normally plays a live spot. Someone else came in and played, so we got talking, and I noticed a bottle on the back wall that I mentioned to you earlier.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Jet black, couldn't see anything through it.
Right.
White
Yes.
writing called True Story. And it's made by the guys Lincoln Henderson split off from the Angels Envy.
Angels Envy guys,
This
yeah.
is why I've got it in
Oh.
my hand. I was trying
Yeah,
to
yeah,
find
yeah.
all the information. Angels Envy is aged in port wine barrels.
Yes.
That's right. Yes.
It's one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Yes.
So True Story, and I can't find it. It's killing me. I'm sure it's aged in white rum barrels,
Oh, nice.
which gives it this.
That's one of the fascinating things that the industry has been doing, and not just bourbon, but across every kind of alcohol. They have been buying each other's barrels
And playing with it.
and playing with it, and it has really opened up.
And it's like, I don't know if you've ever been to Huber's Winery. We used
Oh,
to be,
many times,
Huber's
yeah.
Wine Club members,
Uh-huh.
and they'd have their specials. And the name of it's killing me. I can't think what it's called, but every year they make one type of wine. It only made once a year, and it's aged in bourbon barrels.
Yeah.
And as club members, you get to go in and taste a bit out of each barrel.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
And there's
nice.
22 barrels.
Oh.
Ooh.
So what they do is
So you have a designated driver.
they lead you, definitely. They lead you in through one door, and you have a sip out of each barrel, and then they just let you out into fresh air. And it's like you stagger to some food.
Oh,
You crawl
absolutely.
out of
Yes,
the
you
sun.
have to have food.
Yeah, you stagger.
That's why we start with breakfast here.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, so that way you're not
your
not
stomach.
drinking. I mean, because I didn't eat much. I just kind of was zipping around.
Well, but you're staying home though, so
Well, that's right. It
Yeah,
didn't
you-
really
you
matter.
Just collapse in your chair.
Absolutely, that's right.
Yeah, but,
So-
but that's same with wine. I love bourbon aged wine.
now see that's fascinating. I'm not a wine guy, but I would love to try that
There's tons of it. and
because
it-
that mixing of
Well, you can taste like with this. I always say with bourbon, I got a note of alcohol and a note of bourbon.
right.
Yeah.
When I'm drinking wines, you can taste the bourbon in the wine.
That's fascinating.
I'll have to bring out. I've got the Basil Hayden red wine cask.
Oh yes,
On the shelf in there. I'll bring that out for this next episode we do. It is primo awesome.
it is really good.
Really
yeah.
good. All the Basil Haydens are really good. There's that line extension that shouldn't have happened, but it did, and I've kind of adopted that as my personal brand because he's an ancestor of mine. I mean, he actually was one of the guys that came down in 1785 and settled in this area. So it's really got that double meaning, but it's just damn, it's good.
It really is.
I mean, that was one of the first bourbons that when we were in college that we were drinking.
Matter of fact, when I think
Shortly
when the
after,
three of
actually.
us, I think it was even after because I remember we got together to watch the election returns in 1992,
That's right. That's right.
and we were drinking Basil Hayden.
Basil Hayden. I brought a bottle. That's right.
That's
Are you
Which was
16 at this point?
no, don't
10?
I wish. Yeah. In '92 I was 27.
So you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, I was,
Well, we were that was pretty early.
20-year-olds do not know what they're doing.
I was going to say,
Well,
looking back after 40 years after that, I was dumb as all crap.
Yeah.
But then
So-
again, it's we had a great time. That's for sure. I remember that because we stayed up late for that night.
We did.
And we did that for several years. I don't know how we managed that because we all had.
Well,
small-
92. Do you think you were the only one that had kids?
Well, actually, no. Her Majesty was pregnant with Caroline because Caroline was born November 17th.
Oh, that's
92.
right. Okay,
So
yes.
we didn't have any kids at that time, so we were able to do it. But we continued that for several years. We'd get together at one of our houses every election.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. That was 94. not 92. So you did have one, and we had one.
Was it? Oh, that was a. Yeah. No. That because that was an off year.
Yes, it was an off year. It was
That's,
94.
oh,
yeah.
it was the '94.
Oh,
yeah.
we were watching the midterms because that's the big Newt contract.
and all that
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I remember watching.
Reagan was elected in 80 and 84. Bush was in 88. 92 would have been a presidential election.
It was,
Right,
but it was
but it
94.
was an off year
It
is
was,
when
it
we
was
were-
when we did this. It was
Oh,
94.
okay.
Yeah.
Which is right because, believe it or not, bourbon always figures into my books somewhere. And it was kind of funny. I originally wrote Red Moscow when they're in this scene, at the beginning when they're at the Kennedy Center. I had written it where John asks for Basil Hayden. I did a little research. Basil Hayden came out 3 months after this takes place. I had to change it at the last second. It was really, I mean, the publisher was ready to go, and I said, guys, I got to fix this. So I changed it to Old Forester. But the you have to kind of know that was really what 2 years after the brand was 3 years after the brand was introduced that we sat down and had that. And I spent $30 for that bottle.
And back then, $30 is a good amount.
That
of
was
money.
that was a crap load of money that I somehow managed to get past Her Majesty the Lion, who guards the finances.
Well, she was busy getting ready to squeeze out your first puppy. So
well, in '94, no, she's getting ready to squeeze it. No, she had already squeezed out number 2 because Emily was born in.
oh yes,
Emily's born in
that's
August.
right.
So I
Yeah.
had,
So how did you get out of the house?
I sure I ran as fast as I could to try and get a little
Black window,
piece.
broken sash, that kind of thing.
I guess
The
I
brushes.
had to leave. I had to leave her alone. Well, she was probably mad at me. Oh well.
I've been there, done that.
They're
Got the
done that.
T-shirt.
That's we're all there.
So
Are we-
so let's
oh,
finish this out.
yes.
So because nobody's had this one today. So this is the Jepfa Creed. This is the
you did do that. Okay,
this
yeah.
is the red, white, and blue.
That's the bottle that I got signed when you
We
were
got
with me.
signed.
Yeah,
yes,
that's right.
yes.
That's right.
Because I had it at the at Bourbon Fest the prior. Well, the first time we went to Bourbon Fest in Bardstown. You familiar with Bourbon Fest?
I know of it.
Okay, so it was just oh my gosh, that if you
we
like
did
bourbon,
twice.
that's the place
it
to
was
go.
Really cool. Yeah.
But
Andre
the
has
master
not
dis-
been yet.
No, we need to get him down there. The master distiller at Jepfa Creed is one of the few women master distillers, and they're family owned and operated. They are ground to glass. They pretty much try to grow or source everything on their farm. What they can't get, they do out of Kentucky. Love that.
Yeah, she's a really nice lady.
And she is. Matter of fact, she even did
did
an
an-
interview for
Yeah,
us the
so
second
you
year.
did an interview with her. yeah.
So
Joyce,
yeah, it's
Joyce
on.
Nethery.
Yes, Joyce Nether. She and her daughter basically run it. And the red, white, and blue. The thing that I like about it is that it plays with the mash bill even more because the red, white, and blue refers to the 3 varieties of corn that go into it. The red is the Bloody Butcher. I can't remember what they call the blue, and then white is just a white corn. And the 3 different types of corn, I think, really enhances the flavors you get out. It's a very rich bourbon.
It's one of my.
It's a
absolute
little
best.
hot, neat. So your brother's probably not going to like it.
You're not gonna like it anyway. Doesn't sound like. it. That's
But
right.
once you get it to bloom a little bit, it's just got a rich mouthfeel and it hangs around warmly.
She
not
did a
hot.
signing out at
Liquor Barn.
A Liquor Barn. That's right, out on
Westport.
on Westport Road, and we were there, Robert and I, and we talked with her 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Oh, easily, yeah.
And it was really amazing because it wasn't really crowded at the time, and we learned so much. Just listening to her and how that they take such time and deliberate intention to craft this in many ways, unlike anything else. Nobody else is doing it the way they're doing it.
I mean, they may put the same level of care, but they just have a unique approach. I
well,
think.
yeah, it's just it's fantastic. I mean, Makers is pretty simple.
Right.
It's very sweet. It's very
It's a weeded bourbon.
it's a
Yeah.
weeded bourbon. It's excellent. It sells my lord, but
There, it's the marketing. Makers to me is not as good as people think it is because of the red wax and everything.
that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant
But
marketing.
I only say that for the core product. The 46, the 101, the cask strength. I think those are all excellent bourbons.
They seem to be late to the expansion.
Yes,
line
I would say
expansion,
that's probably
yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, I can't say I blame them because they were doing pretty successful.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean they're still that red wax is recognized worldwide.
It's funny because my brother goes to different bars and they'll get like I was just saying about distance earlier.
Yeah,
You can drive 2 hours in England and you can pass any number of bars.
yeah,
And every time he goes to a bar and they have Makers on the back bar,
yeah.
he'll do a selfie with the bottle and send it to me. All over. There was a time when you couldn't really get bourbon too much in England.
Really?
England is gin.
Gin.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
true. I mean,
And
yeah.
it's building over here now. I've noticed because there's a gin called, funnily enough, Bloom in England. That when we moved there, my wife loves Bloom gin. Can't get it over here. Can't even get it off Amazon.
Really?
It's not available over here. And just as we are with bourbon,
Yeah.
like you taste different things. Gin to me tastes like gin.
Yeah,
So you get notes of gin and alcohol.
Gin and alcohol.
Yeah,
Apparently there are different, and they even say on the bottle, there's like juniper in this, there's coriander in this, there's anise in this. I can't tell the difference.
I'm
My
not
wife
drank enough
can.
of it to know.
I couldn't even tell you what one of those tastes like by themselves, much less in something else.
No idea. But gin is the thing in
It's a British
England.
thing. Yeah.
But what we were saying about how the bourbon industry over here is reducing, I've noticed more and more, because I always look for Bloom everywhere I go,
Right.
more and more gin is appearing. As if
You
that's
know,
gonna
I
be
would
the
believe
next
that
fad.
Yep.
because
Yeah.
I've noticed in a lot of liquor stores. Now, mostly it's the more commercial ones, like the ones you see attached to Kroger's.
Right.
Their bourbon selection, at least at my Kroger's, has been drastically reduced. Canadian whiskey, Tennessee whiskey, that has grown, and if I probably were to pay more attention, because I just like, all right, where's the bourbon start? I would.
gin.
Yeah, it's next to the gin. Yeah.
Well, Wellington said that his soldiers fought for gin and patriotism. I mean, that's kind of it's been a thing. It's a British thing that has been for a long time. Her Majesty loves a very good gin and tonic. I'm not very good at it, but recently it's become a Moscow Mule with her, with that Tito's vodka.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Well, gin is nothing more than vodka with herbs infused in it.
Well, it's I mean, it's popular. I mean, I know it was.
Huge over there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a cultural thing. Am I right? I mean, it's
Absolutely.
it's just,
But there's just so much of it. Like we spoiled for bourbon here.
yeah.
They're spoiled for gin.
That makes sense.
Okay, I can see that. Absolutely.
Yep.
But they love it. But I'm not I can't do tonic. It's that bitter aftertaste. Just,
Yeah.
I get notes of evil when I drink. That.
Notes of evil.
The best way to
Oh my God! I'm
very
going to
well
write
put.
that down. That's a good.
It's horrible.
Send that to Tony because Victor would probably be very interested in that sort of stuff.
Past the moment, but I got to give you an after the fact
Word boner.
for the hints of evil.
That's right.
In
Absolutely.
the gin. That's an excellent turn of
My wife
phrase.
loves it, and with lemonade,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Okay.
And there's one she
Yep.
loves called Tanqueray Seville, and it's Seville orange
Okay.
made.
Yeah.
And again, there's one place around here I found it, and they order it in for us because they know I'm going to buy it.
Really?
Oh, excellent.
And that I've tried that with Sprite, I think it was. Quite nice, but with tonic, she'll drink it that one out.
You know,
We talked about cocktails a little.
yeah, it used to be, when we really got into this early on in the show, we were very much snobs, and you don't add anything to bourbon. Ice is as far as you go. Of course, now we all started with bourbon and Coke because, one, we were young and stupid,
Yeah.
and
I still like bourbon and Coke.
Well, there's something to it. That's
There
correct.
is a place for it, but
there is a place for it. But I think depending on the bourbon, I would not. Now I'm to the point where I'm okay with
We've learned,
cocktails.
yeah, the
I'm
right-
okay with certain things. Like I like a ginger ale, specifically a Verner's, which is mainly comes out up north, but you can find it down here. Added to certain bourbons. So,
Okay.
I'm getting into that. We had just the best. My favorite cocktail ever is that the Jepfa Creed one. What was it
Oh,
called?
it was the
Harvest Rye or something.
Harvest Apple.
Harvest apple. Yeah.
Yeah.
It tastes like a caramel apple.
Yeah. We were talking. Well, like I said, we were talking with the distiller, and her daughter came up with the idea, and they have it. They feature it at Bourbon Fest, and my lord, you could just shot.
Oh my God, you could get drunk on that in half an hour because you're going to drink it so fast.
Slipping past by and just throwing one down here and there. Of course, you're half tooted by the time you're done. Because
Even without that, I mean, oh my
yeah,
gosh.
because when you go, they give you little sampling glasses that you go around, and everybody's wanting you to drink their bourbon. Somehow, you're tooted. What 2 hours in, probably. Nobody's
you can be, yeah.
Nobody's feeling any pain, shall we say?
Yeah, we need to see if we can work. I know you guys you're doing your cons about the same time.
Well, we're not doing
that's a big deal.
BoucherCon this coming year.
Yeah, BoucherCon's in Calgary.
In Calgary.
Nah, I don't
Yeah,
see
no
that one
thanks.
happen.
So we need to get back, and we need to declare the Saturday kilt day again.
Yes.
So
yeah,
Mick, we all wore kilts. The last Bourbon Fest we went to.
Some of us under protest, but we eventually came
You
around.
Yes.
came out
One
better
of
than
us
any
who
of
shall
us.
remain nameless
But it was
committed,
Francis. That's right. Yeah.
committed to this, and then he shows up without a kilt,
Yeah. I didn't have one. It's.
and so
We
we
were
shamed.
wearing pants though, right?
Yeah, I was wearing pants. That's
No,
absolutely
no.
was.
Well,
Some
Cajun
were.
had a kilt for him.
Yeah, my buddy Cajun had an extra one, and they talked me into it over. It's a 3-day experience, and we go out and stay at Cajun's house, and we're there for 3 days, and because Bourbon Fest is expensive. I mean, it was.
It is,
How much did we? I don't even remember
It's
how
like
much.
$175 a ticket, I think.
Yeah, but
somewhere
but
in
that's for the entire week.
But that's for the entire
Oh, that's a
weekend, and
weekend.
it's
Three-day-
it's
three-day
like Friday,
pass.
Saturday, Sunday.
That's a commitment.
So we all took off, and we were all out there, and they had this amorphous they that is sitting here, which basically means Robert and Martin. Had
Oh, Cajun helped.
Cajun helped too, just to decide
and the Imperator.
to decide we're all going in kilts. We'd been there the year before, and a lot of guys were wearing kilts. I don't know what this was, but hey, it was a thing. And they decided they wanted to do that. And I didn't really think about
I
it.
can tell you, I've never felt more masculine than that Saturday in that kilt.
When you were just hanging free, blowing in the wind.
That's right.
Funny story. My wedding,
Yeah.
my stepson wore a kilt.
Really?
Awesome.
It's become a thing. Kilts have become a
18
very
so
thing.
maybe 18 years ago, he set the trend. He's the one who's driving in from San Diego.
That's right. He's
Oh,
coming in
excellent.
sometime today, right?
He's
Yeah.
driving in.
He's driving in from San Diego.
Yeah.
2.5 days.
Yeah.
I was going to say you're able to stay for lunch though, right?
English people are freaking out. I'll let you know.
Okay, that's
English people are freaking out at about 2.5-day drive because a 2-hour drive in England puts you in the ocean.
I was going to say,
Right.
England is as big as Kentucky, right? Just
If
about.
you chop Scotland and Wales off, England
Yeah.
fits inside Kentucky.
That's what I thought. Yeah, it's England itself.
And Scotland
Well,
would be happy with that.
Yeah, I was going to say Scotland's been trying to get itself cut off for a while.
Yes,
I don't blame you.
this one here is the Scottish guy. That's why he.
Because as we like to say, if it's not Scottish, it's clap.
It's crap. Okay, let's swing back around. I think we've all bourbonized.
Yeah.
Because I know you wanted to get to questions about approaching the marketing when you're an independent author.
That is correct because you've 15 books in now,
Right.
and
And you're your own publisher now. How many of you published on your own?
A lot.
6.
6. Okay, so you got a fair amount of backlog of your own. Then that's good.
So you just discovered how to do this? Tell me a little bit about that.
It was, again, Tony.
Okay.
I have to add, just to tail off the bourbon talk, every time we mention putting ice in bourbon, Tony Akery, and did you meet Michael Nost?
Yes,
Yes. Uh-huh.
like him very much. He's a good guy.
He's such a good person. They are currently turning in their chairs if they're listening to the conversation. I had a conversation about ice in bourbon, and they're saying that takes up valuable space in the glass.
Well,
Okay.
there are a lot of people who have that
Okay.
opinion. Yes.
Okay.
They both
I
no ice.
If
Yeah.
you like it neat, you like it neat. Hey, there's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
I give it to him.
I think we summed it up, and it depends on the bourbon.
It does.
It does.
It does.
Some are better bloomed. Others can go otherwise. But yeah.
But going back to what you said, I learned everything from. I mean, Tony's been.
Yeah, he's done this for
Talk
a
about
long
a mentor.
time. Yeah.
I mean, Howard Publications won Best Small Press
Absolutely.
many times
They have got a
For the right
great
reason.
catalog too.
for the right reason.
Yeah.
And it's just a learning curve because when you're in control of your own stuff, I love being part of the Hydra family.
Sure. Yeah.
All the authors are.
And some of your books are still there.
The Old Farts Club will always
Okay. Yeah.
be with them.
Right.
Always.
Yeah.
Hope's Game's still there,
Gotcha.
and the Old Farts Club. But I don't know how to describe it really. I like having
Control.
control.
Well, nothing wrong with that. Absolutely.
Because once, like, prime example, Exodus, the first Old Farts Club book, got
Yeah.
released, and it's got some awesome reviews, and I personally love the Old Farts Club, which is why I've not written number 4, because until the right story comes along, I don't want to mess it up.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Hey, yeah.
But one of the first reviews was awesome book. Note to author: Glocks do not have safeties. So
Oh,
Yeah.
fortunately, this guy here and Cajun are my firearms. Every time I do a story that has a firearm, I run it past him because he knows his stuff on this.
and
And
this was just this is one of those instinctual.
That's
you-
right.
You see it all the time. you know.
revolvers don't have safeties.
Yeah.
He fixed me on that one.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
peeks around the corner, he thumbs off the safety. Note to author: Glocks don't have safeties. Like, damn it! And I can't go back now and change it because
Yeah, it's out there.
the
That's
Hydra.
right.
Whereas if I published it,
Yeah.
trust
You
me,
could change
I'd
it,
go in
yes.
there, change that. And
I've
upload
done
a
that.
new file.
I self-published a nonfiction book. It was narrative nonfiction, so it's telling a story within the framework of the nonfiction. And I went and did that a couple times. So, because early on, you know, oh, here's a couple of typos. I will fix those gladly.
Done. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So I like that aspect of it.
So do you publish yourself exclusively now?
For now, yes.
For now.
Yes, I want to get better at it.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever stop learning, and I wouldn't trust me with somebody else's book.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I would. I am comfortable with offering. Well, this is what I did and what I learned with because there's a lot of steps.
There are a ton of steps.
There are a ton of steps. There's lots of things to get right, and there's lots of things that you do have to do, and lots of things you don't have to do, but maybe is a good idea. So when I did mine, I went ahead and registered the copyright, for instance. Don't have to technically, but yeah,
It's doing just the same.
it's worth the money in my opinion. $60, 50, $60, something like that. You know, and there's a lot of things you have to take care of that you don't have to take care of when you're with a publisher. You know, you got to get your own cover. You have to get your own editor. You know, and these are costs unless you have.
Yeah, it's all the cost thing.
I was going to ask you about that too, because you mentioned you've got some folks that do your covers now,
Yes.
and that's you just found them, I guess, right?
A lot of research.
Really?
A lot of
Okay.
research. Looking at covers in my genre,
Yeah,
which ones I like,
absolutely.
led me down a rabbit hole.
Uh-huh.
There were tons. I tried a couple of different things, and whatever it takes
Right.
has had 4 covers.
Oh,
Well, the new one is great. I mean,
Well, that's the same people that do the.
I was going to say because it
probably
looks
tell.
it's very similar to the Father Black
tell.
series. That's right.
And
But when you get one that works,
Well, yeah, and now when you look at if I do a signing and you look at my table,
yeah.
they all look like part of the same brand.
and that's important.
I'm so glad you said
That's
that. 'cause
incredibly
that is
important.
so because you as an author are a brand.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
And
you
it's
really-
hard. The hardest thing I ever found, which I've got to get over, is that when you write a book, it's your baby.
Yep, absolutely.
When you release it, it's a product.
That's correct.
I never think of my books as products.
Oh,
I
yeah.
should.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should.
Really should,
Once
because
it's
you've
in the
got to pick
world,
It's hard. I totally get that.
yeah,
Comes not
your
cheap.
parenting time is very different. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you still have that, but you're responsible for getting it into people's hands, whatever how that goes. That's one of the things I was wanting to talk about. Is 15 books in, how do you do that?
I have no idea.
Okay, so see, I suspected it might be something like that
I have no
because
idea. Well, I mean, I've go over different things. I've Amazon ads, Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Networking. I still say word of mouth
yeah,
is the best thing.
And there's
and
truth to that.
reviews. Readers don't understand. I keep everybody that buys one of my books. I'm like, even if you hate it,
yeah.
give it 1 star,
Yeah.
but give it a review.
Because it shows somebody read
So
it.
somebody read it, and nobody will like everything that you do.
Right.
It's fact. When you get it, I mean, I've had I had a review once. Exodus only ever had one. I think there were 2 or 3 star reviews. It's normally 4 or 5s. It's had 1, 2 or 3 star review, and I still remember the guy's name, Pathfinder. No idea who he is, but he has his opinion. He's like, nah, characters are generic, dialogue stilted, and I'm like, dude, you read it, thank you,
Right.
and you left a review,
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, there's a meme that goes around about from Pirates of the Caribbean about how the guy says, you know, you're the worst pirate I've ever heard of. He goes, yes, but you've heard of me.
Hit on me.
That's right.
Exactly.
And it's there's some truth to that. I mean, one of my biggest fans is my wife's aunt. She's just huge all over that. She's one of my biggest supporters. But getting people to read it and give. My sister hasn't bought the book yet, and I talked to her. Her birthday was this week, and I said, she talked about, what do you want for Christmas? I says, buy my book and give me an Amazon review. And she said, I could do that. I said, yes, please. You know, it's kind of where you land. It's that word of mouth that you do. But you know, and from my publisher, I'm contractually obligated to do 4 events a year,
Right.
and I mean, but then again, that's for my benefit. You know, that's the thing that you're supposed
We
to
get to
figure.
meet people too. And I love doing signings. And the weird thing is, at the start of this year, which like disappeared in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I said to my wife, this year I'm going to learn Amazon ads inside out.
Yep.
And I'm going to do tons of signings because A, I love meeting people and talking about books.
Yeah.
And B, you get to meet people and put your books physically in people's hands.
That's right. And of course, you've got 15 to work with. I have 1.
I do, but it doesn't matter. You have a product.
You still work at it. You have your product. That's right.
Yeah.
And of course, I didn't do either of those.
Oh,
Because I'm too busy writing.
well, see, therein lies the tension. That's
Yes.
exactly right.
Finding
is-
that balance between sitting down and writing and getting off your rear and going and sitting in a winery for 4 hours.
Right.
Like,
Well,
you
and
know,
That's
when-
why I haven't. That's why I've only read 1 of the Father Black series because I ain't got time to read. I'm busy writing. You know.
and like us, you're working a day job,
Yeah.
right? So
There's only so much time in a day.
Exactly. And and you're working retail, you said, right? Is that you?
Yeah, well, the wholesale, same thing. Yeah.
Oh, so, okay. So, but you're in that sort of thing. So Martin and I are in IT, and so we do a lot of troubleshooting and putting out fires. Best day I ever have is a boring day because that means nothing broke.
Yeah, had nothing to do.
Nothing broke.
Exactly. And but that's very rare. And so by the time I am done with my day, I have decision fatigue. And it is very difficult to write in the evenings for me because by the time because I got to unwind from work, I got to change gears and all that.
Right.
And by the time I get to the window that I would like from 7 to 9 is my general, this is when it's probably best for you to write. Often I don't have the mental capacity. So I'm working at getting better on the getting up. I can't quite do the five, would you say you get like 5:30, 5:45? Yeah.
I get to work an hour before we open because if I sit at home, we have 2 cats that are very needy. They will not leave me alone. If I get up at 5:45 and sit in my office and try to write, they won't let me. So I get up early, I take breakfast to work with me, and the back office is completely empty. There's only me and the boss at work.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, I mean, he's an awesome guy. He's a Marine veteran. So if I ever get stuck, I can just go ask him something.
Yeah.
But I have an hour of completely undistracted time on my own. And
An hour can get a lot of words on the page.
Amazing how much you can accomplish in an hour.
Yeah.
As opposed to sitting at home on, say, a Sunday afternoon for 3 hours.
Yep.
Constantly getting up and down.
Right.
Things and being distracted.
Yep.
Well, an hour doesn't make that big of a difference, but you multiply that by 30 days in a month, and that's 30 hours.
Just out of curiosity, do you have a target word count or anything like that?
I used to insist on at least 1,000 words a day.
And in an hour, 1,000 words is very doable.
Yes.
Very doable.
These days, sometimes, maybe because certainly with the new Father Black book, it's quite complicated. There's a lot of moving parts, which is why it didn't work for the first 22,000 words.
Right. So you've moved that forward. Yeah.
So to do 1,000 words now, there's a lot of. I really should research first when I'm outlining, and I don't because when you probably know, when you start writing, you sort of veer off anyway.
Sure.
What you
Yeah,
outline.
yeah, even if you have a very detailed outline, yeah.
There's no point in doing that research ahead of
Plotter or pantser?
a planter.
There you go.
Yep.
Both of them.
Planter, yeah.
Yep.
It's funny that you mentioned about writing in different genres, and I may call on your assistant soon. This past week, I've been outlining instead of writing. I had an idea about this thing called Overwatch, which is a sniper term.
Yeah.
Which features in the new Father Black book. But I thought, wouldn't it be cool if there's like a program that predicts patterns that happen that cause fatalities in crowds based on mass shootings and stuff that we unfortunately
Is a
not
thing.
very used to these days.
Yeah.
So I came with this idea of this group that has this program that predicts where mass casualties are going to happen. But the program develops its own kind of conscience and targets Louisville as a place where it wants to target the Kentucky Derby for a mass casualty event just to see if it
Oh
works.
wow.
And so
Isn't this something? The inspiration just.
it's
boom.
like, and that came from, we were at Kentucky Derby a few
Oh,
weeks ago.
boom,
Not
all of a
the
sudden.
Derby, but we were at Churchill Downs a few weeks ago. I'm looking at all these people thinking, God, this is like it's just like a captive audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a nasty person, it's a captive audience.
And you've hit on something with regards to, and I know that that Martin and Robert have both done some of this stuff. That inspiration moment where it's kind of like you start out with something like, wouldn't it be cool, or wouldn't it be weird, or wouldn't it be interesting if this happened?
Yeah.
And that's where you
That's
start.
where it comes from. While we were,
Yes.
when we lived in England, there's this thing called the Manchester Market. Every Christmas, apparently it's overcrowded now, but Manchester holds this open market where there's all these open stalls. It's
A Christmas
on a
market.
Saturday. Yeah. All these German beer tents, Hefenweisse, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Heffenweiss.
Yeah. All these German beer tents pop up, and people just get together. And we were out in a crowd, and one of the girls there was like really fascinated in the whole thing. And she's like, "So what do you do when you come up with an idea?" And I'm like, "If you can put like what if
Yeah.
Yes,
That's not
exactly.
any sense, you'll get an idea.
Stephen King talks about that a lot. Most of his story ideas are like that. What if?
What if that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then once you do that, like Father Black,
Yeah.
what if someone came into? It started out as what if someone came into confession
Yeah.
and confessed something. But Jack Higgins already did it with a prayer for the dying, where an IRA guy confesses to killings.
Right.
So I'm like, well, that idea's been done. So then I
I've
thought,
run
well,
into a few that think about. Oh crap! Somebody did that already. But
yeah, and
Yeah, but
that-
it's always a new take.
but it-
That's
well, that's the way I look at it too. I mean, but some of the components are, but the whole thing
the whole
together
thing-
is
well,
never is.
No one else can ever tell it in your voice.
That's
Exactly.
Well, that's
And
comforting.
even
Yes.
yeah, and then, I can't remember what the number was now, but somebody famously once said that there's only so many plots.
Well, that's
Right.
right. Yeah.
It might even be 6.
That's
yeah,
right.
6 or 7 plots.
Man
something like that.
versus man, man versus nature. That blah, 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 blah. There's
That's the nature of the conflict. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's right.
There's only so many things you can do, but only you can do it your way.
right.
Yeah.
So Father Black was a confession,
Yeah.
where the guy comes in and says, but then
there's
you've
a
gotta
bomb here.
You
And,
just go backwards and think, well, okay, well, how did he get in that position in the first place? Okay, well, he shot somebody in the royal family,
yeah.
and now he's being blackmailed,
That's right.
and then that's the conflict. And away
Right.
and away you go, and it's just off the cuff stuff.
It is something. Yeah. Again, the Father Black series is fantastic, but it's not done. I mean,
It is number 4 is happening
Number
right
4 is
now. I
happening.
won't say anything because I see him on your table over there.
yeah.
Number 1, Mission Black is
Uh-huh.
the first mission where
Right.
Hermes comes along and says, "You owe us. You said you would,
That's right. I mean,
and if you don't, we're going to start World War III."
It's a brilliant setup,
Yeah,
and
he has no choice.
I was going to compliment you on that because it begins quickly, and
Well,
that
I-
beginning is so critical to hold the attention to get
I
the
made
readers
this
going.
mistake on a couple of books, and I can't think who it was now. It was another author. I was reading an interview by another author, and a few of my books start out quite slowly, and the author basically said, your first sentence should be, the bullet ripped through him and
That's right.
shreds."
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, what is going on here?
That's
And
kind of
Attention grabber.
Absolutely.
well. I mean, occasionally authors get critiqued for that because it's almost a shtick, but it's exactly right.
Well, you need to.
You've got to do that. I mean, again.
Well, and it depends on the two things. I think it depends on the nature of your genre,
Especially,
and
yeah.
what your first one is. So, for instance, in a love story, you're probably not going to have the bullet ripped through his flesh.
No.
Right.
But you're still going to have that attraction.
Right. So now in my supernatural horror / thriller, because it's going to have some action, but that comes after the supernatural stuff is kind of set up, But it starts out with this incredibly voluptuous, sexy woman. The first line of the book is, "Here's my number, darling. Call me."
There you go.
And
Questions instantly.
Yeah,
exactly,
And
and that's the
questions
thing.
are
You got to
powerful.
have questions on your first page. If the reader's got to say, "Ooh, what does that mean? Why is he doing that? What's going?" If you can get 2 or 3 of those on your first page, or even just one good one, then exactly you're going to reel them in.
Reel them in here.
And that's
Yes.
whatever it takes. The first line in the original, whatever it takes,
Yeah.
is completely different. Because I picked it up and read it, and now a few more books on, I'm like, at the time, I probably thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, that does not grab me. It does not ask a question.
Yep.
There you go. And so you.
So in the rewrite,
Yeah.
that line is completely gone.
See, and it's stuff like this that we were talking about earlier that drives me crazy as a reader, because when it's really good writing, I can enjoy it just for what it is, and my mind's not analyzing it. It's like, oh, this is great. I just kind of get into it.
Just be entertained.
But exactly. But when I see something that is either, ooh, I would never have done that, or it's like, how did you get published doing this?
Yeah. Clunky or.
And that draws me out. So sci-fi stuff. You said you've written one. I'm a big sci-fi reader, as well as the horror stuff, and I'm a big fan of the Honor Harrington stuff by David Weber. And Weber is an excellent writer, but he's also popular and successful enough that not like a Stephen King level of nobody edits, but he's successful enough to where I don't think he gets edited as much as he should.
He just do his own thing, basically.
Exactly, because people are going to buy it. And, that's just less money the publisher has to spend on that book that they're still going to buy it. Why bother?
Yep.
So I was just reading one book recently. Almost at least 50 to 60% of the book is him telling, not showing. That's a lot.
That is a heck of a lot.
Yeah.
And I never realized it the first time I read it, because I wasn't as deep into writing as I am now.
Yeah.
And now when I see that kind of stuff, even though I still enjoy the story, it's like, is a phrase I used with you, and I know it was very helpful for you, and so it's not a criticism of you, just going to use this as an example. It was like reading about the story rather than being in the story.
Oh yeah, those early drafts. That's what you almost start there. You almost kind of have to start there. And I mean, I went through 48 drafts, the damn thing, and it was all that. It was I'm telling that stuff, and you look back on it, this exposition after exposition. And I'm thinking,
Yes.
if I go back and look at those early drafts, like God, don't you know anything? Of course, I didn't, but you learn it, and it's
You never stop learning.
well, and it's it's actually a really cool way of looking at how that you've come. And I will say this and I've said this to Martin because he's almost finished with the draft of his first novel. Is it finished?
No, it's not finished. 77,000
All right,
words.
so he's right at the magic.
I'm in the final scene.
Okay, so he's there. I remember the first scene and final scene are two hardest scenes in the damn book. I can tell you that. I rewrote the final scene, which is one of my favorite stuff in that first when they're walking and talking with him and Jesse, and she's all that stuff like that.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but it was just that was a hard scene to write, but it was the absoluteness. I didn't even have it in the first early versions because I didn't know I needed it.
Right.
And it's kind of like, how are you gonna end all this? But the question I want to, because we're almost probably out of time, I want to kind of talk about the magic of editing, either self-editing or with a good editor, because I'm telling you, you got to have it. That's where a novel truly takes shape.
Well, I think my process might be a little bit different to yours. I'll never forget the first not the first Imaginarium, one of the Imaginariums I went to. Do you ever met Tim Wagner?
Yes,
Yes, I think I have, yeah.
He
I mean,
was.
if you're into horror, I mean, you have.
Yes, I sat on one of his panels. That's right.
Yes.
Not his panel, but I sat in the audience for one of his
panels. Well, he did a workshop
Uh-huh.
on. It was basically about the writing process, but he stated at one point, he's at the end like the Q&A,
Yeah.
and someone said, "How many drafts do you do?" And he went, "One."
One.
One?
One.
It's like one. I do
Yeah.
one draft and I send it to the editor. And I got speaking with him and
Yeah.
Mike Noster, good friends, and I sat in the bar at the
Yeah,
Imaginarium.
of course.
The bar is one of the best parts about
It is.
Imaginarium.
Network. I sat
Writer's
chatting
drink? Are you serious?
Yeah, amazing, isn't
with- I
it?
know, who'd have thought. Yeah, I was chatting with both of them because Mike Noster's a really
Yeah.
top-notch editor.
Uh-huh.
And he's edited a ton of anthologies. And I said to am I remembering right that you said you only ever do one draft? It's like, yeah. He says, I get it right the first time and I send it off.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Because like my earlier books, I'd do like the first draft, and then I'd go through it again and check out all the settings,
Yeah.
Yes.
and kind of either if it's not too much, I'll take it out. If there's not enough, I'll expand it.
Yeah.
Then I'll go through it again for the dialogue, make sure it's not too stilted, even though Pathfinder thought Exodus was,
Yeah.
and then I'm not being better. And now I'll write a chapter. I have a program called Pro Writing Aid.
Excellent
Ah,
program.
okay. Swear
Excellent.
by.
Yes.
I swear by. People say don't use AI, and you should not use AI. But that is, I'm guessing, an AI program. But it picks out any repeated sentences, all your grammar mistakes,
Yeah.
Your passive voice, everything.
And,
Yes.
and my initial, ironically, downfall was initial pronouns. Starting sentences, I.
Yes. He, she, yes. Yeah. I
and
get that a lot.
I am now at a point where I can write a first draft, and I want to say it's between 15 and 30% of your starting pronouns is the sweet spot for initial pronouns. I'm now writing at about 15% every time first draft
That's awesome.
because it taught me.
I taught you how to do that. Yeah.
It taught me
that's
how to
right.
do that. So
Yeah,
now
nice.
I'll write a chapter, run it through Pro Writing Aid, and I'll send it off to Jubilee, who does my books.
Yeah.
And she reads the book as I'm writing it, rather than reading
Oh
the whole
wow.
book.
Oh yeah.
And because I'm in the world and she isn't,
Yeah.
like the Father Black thing, I wrote 22,000 words,
Yeah.
and I sent it off, and I just thought, this just isn't working.
Not right. Yeah.
So does she do developmental editing or everything? Oh, excellent.
Everything.
Wow, that's nice to
And
get
she
it all
te-
in one.
She also makes my Englishisms American. That
Yes.
creeps in too.
I
yeah,
bet,
I can see
yes.
that.
As you would
Yeah.
expect
Yeah.
it
That's
to, 'cause
right.
that's just
Yes.
natural.
Yeah, I have found that even though I'm on officially the fourth draft, I have edited in the middle of drafts
yeah,
and rewritten
yeah.
so many times. It's
Yeah,
probably
I-
way more than four, but I
I
have
can't
noticed
count them anymore.
I don't
yeah.
keep
in
track.
in my writing now, I am so much better at writing active voice from the first go.
Passive.
Yep. You don't
I
make
think
the
the-
same mistakes. You make new ones.
Yeah.
Well, yes,
But, the
but I
more-
mean
the more you edit, the more you take out your voice,
exactly.
because you're reading it as a reader, not a writer.
Yes,
So the more you edit, something that you came up with off the spur of the moment that's like, I would say inspirational, but something that's really cool, you might go back and take all that cool away
Yeah.
and make it clinical. And you don't-
Well,
That is a
who wants-
great.
Who wants to read clinical books?
Exactly.
you-
I
Yes.
read a
there's some-
textbook. I want to do
There's
that. I want to be
some
entertained.
truth to that. Yeah, I mean, I find I have a tendency to write things out of order. I'm writing as I'm thinking of the scene, and when I go back and edit, I realize, well, I'm telegraphing. Let's move that sentence back and stuff like that. And eventually, it all works out.
Yeah.
But I kind of get frustrated because God, it's taking me a lot. I mean, the editing process just takes so long.
Yeah.
I can't get it right the first time yet.
Yeah. And again,
but
that's
it's better.
you
I mean,
learn, the more
it's better now.
you
My
do.
God, where I was with Red Moscow was just tremendously difficult because just you don't know what you don't know until you know it, and then again, you just make new mistakes.
Yeah.
But there's part of the process, I guess, you get into that you just kind of go there.
Yeah.
And but I hadn't considered the fact that your voice is so critical to what
You've only got that voice. Nobody else does.
I had a quick question on a different tact. I was intrigued by the Father Black series as you were talking about it. So I went to Audible while you were talking, and I downloaded the Audible version. How do you record the
Heck
audio?
no. Have you heard my voice?
Yeah, I think I have.
For two reasons. One, whenever I listen to it, like when you do your own answer phone voice,
Oh,
you hear
nobody
it,
likes their own
I
voice.
hate my voice.
Yeah.
But also, other than the Hopes game, all my books are written in American English,
Okay.
and I don't speak American English.
Right.
And if I do, I'm going to get divorced. So I can't do that.
Okay.
Way too expensive.
So do you hire actors to do it, or?
ACX is a part of Kindle Direct Publishing.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can audition narrators, and there's different ways you can use the narrators. Either I use royalty share because once I've written that book, I've got the ebook and the paperback. They're mine. I can do whatever I want with them. I own them,
Yeah.
and I can sell as many of those as I want to. A narration is a joint effort.
Right.
I've already written the books. Whatever happens after that to that book is out of my hands.
Okay.
I might as well give it to somebody whose voice I like. Let them narrate it, and we'll split the royalties.
Yeah. I think that's a good approach.
Yeah. My
especially.
publisher has it
They
that way.
call it royalty share. You can either
Yeah.
pay like $400 an hour for a professional narrator, which I don't know about anybody else in this room. I cannot afford to pay somebody
Nope.
$400 an hour to narrate my book. So you basically get to upload a 3,000 word chunk of whatever part of your book you want. So basically, I try to find the part with the most different voices, or a part that's got some either major tension or major action, and you put it up there, and ACX will put it onto a board where narrators can search, and they'll send you auditions,
Okay.
and you can listen to the auditions. And I've been fortunate I've got 2 audiobooks right now, Mission Black, the guy Holt Shepard who narrated that. I've just been so lucky. He is awesome. He's such a good. His voice is so natural, but he also does different voices and different accents for the different characters, so they're all
that's excellent.
individual and unique.
That's the thing.
It's amazing. And then the guy who did A Guy Walks Into a Bar sounds like he's reading a Bond novel, which is exactly where I was going.
See,
for.
there you go.
Perfect.
So I've been so fortunate. But you get to choose, like, I want to say 30 odd people audition for Mission Black.
Really?
Oh wow.
And it's weird listening to the same 3,000 words over and over and over and over. But most of the narrators, and I'll try and do it, but they all come out with the same, like, Father Black got out of the barn. It's this low, monotone,
Right.
rumble voice that I'm like, huh? And whereas,
This is my words, and it's putting me to sleep.
yeah, and it's like, and I get it, and so many narrators have this one style of voice. It's really deep, slow, kind of drawling voice.
Like movie trailer voice.
Yeah, yeah, but at least movie trailer voices have peaks and troughs.
Right.
Whereas
But I mean, it's that low.
this is just kind of, it just rumbles along, and Holt Shepard came along, and he's doing Emmy's voice as a woman, and he's doing Father Black's voice has got this tone, and Lindsay's voice. got a
Wow,
different
yeah.
tone.
That's impressive because for 3,000 words, having done theater before, I know that to develop a distinctive character, especially with just your voice,
Maintain it.
and maintain it
Yeah,
is phenomenal.
it's superb, and I love that, and it didn't cost me a thing.
Right.
It didn't cost me a thing. It's cost me 50% of the royalties. So Amazon takes their bit as always.
But you weren't going to get that anyways if
Exactly.
unless you did the
Like I
audiobook.
said, the book's already out there.
it's
done.
found money.
Yeah. So this is just extra,
Yeah.
an extra income revenue, an extra income stream, I should say.
Right?
Are you familiar with Lydia Scherer?
I know Lydia very well.
She is. She did a thing about basically making your author brand, building a business around your
I was at that panel.
Were you? I was at that too.
Yeah.
I was just enraptured.
She is on another level.
She is, yes.
And her
She's.
husband
I
also.
aspire to be what they are
Her,
doing.
her husband, in terms of she does the writing
Uh-huh.
and the pirate, Dread Pirate babysitting and the cats.
Yes,
Her husband, Dave, does the marketing.
it's genius.
He did a panel on his own on just about marketing.
I did not get to do that one.
See, I didn't get to do either of these. It's on my list if they do it again because it sounds like
They
I need to
probably
see it.
will.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
Lydia's- yeah. She's
just yeah. I mean, they've got it down to a science.
and it is basically a science. But
Yeah.
the big takeout that I got from it was you only get back out what you put in.
Yeah.
So they were saying, and again, this for us in this room, this is like pipe dream stuff. He was saying, yeah, we'll spend $10,000 a week on Facebook ads,
Wow.
Wow.
and I'm like, wow, 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 wow,
Wow.
and we'll get back $40,000. So we made $30,000.
Wow.
But you've got to have that 10,000.
Gotta have the
to invest
10,000,
in
yeah.
the first place.
Yeah.
And the same as everything else with all big industries. If you've got the initial outlay to put in, you need money to make money.
Well, and I'm sure they didn't start with 10,000. They probably started with $100 a week or something. like
I
that.
first met Lydia when she'd written the first two books outside Carmichael's
Yes.
on a table in the street signing books.
Wow.
So I've known her for a very long time. And I actually said I still have the original, all her covers have changed because she did the same thing I did where she has a brand now. As soon as you pick up one of her books, you know it's one of her books
There you go.
Right.
because they're all the same.
Yeah.
And they're gorgeous covers, and her cover designer hits her market spot on. But her first two books look like Disney books. The original
Oh.
covers look like Disney books
Yeah.
because it's a young adult kind of audience.
Sure.
But her books have gotten progressively a little bit darker. And so she rebranded all the books
there you
to look
go.
the same. But I basically met her on Facebook back when Facebook was not as
Ugly.
algorithmed as it is
Yes.
these days. Ugly. And so the first time I met her, I said, I've been following you on Facebook. And so she signed it to my favorite stalker. Thanks, Lydia. I'll take the same and show my wife.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're almost. I know we're probably close to the end.
We're at 140, which is
right.
not bad for us.
Not bad for us. All right, let's.
It's-
Final question. What's the future?
The future is big. Father Black #4 is
Yep.
coming out. I have 2 books in the Disappearing Ink series
Right.
outlined.
We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah,
And those are brand new. That's a new series, right?
First one is out.
Okay.
It's just starting to get some traction. It's been a bit of a slow start because I'm awful at marketing.
Okay.
I have got 2 standalones outlined. I've got the one I mentioned, Overwatch, which
Yeah.
I've been working on this week instead of writing. So I've probably got 9, 10 books outlined.
Oh wow.
oh, that's
go
phenomenal.
at.
Yeah.
So I'm never going to get bored.
Right, and you can publish these at your leisure, right?
I was saying earlier, I'd love to be able to do 3 a year.
Yeah.
Because I don't do 40 drafts. I just
Right. Yeah.
I
Well,
do-
I don't now.
Yeah,
You learn.
I do
but,
one draft.
yeah.
I go through it one more time.
Yep.
I send it off to Julie. She sends it back. I go through it one more time and I publish it.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I've got that time to, if I can do in 4 months, if I can write 70,000 words and get it edited.
Yep.
In the meantime, I'm already doing the blurb, the cover's being designed, so it all happens at the same time. So there
Right.
just comes a time when it all comes together, and I go bink and it's out.
That's the nice thing about, there are certain components you do know
Yeah.
that have to go into just getting the book out there.
Yeah.
It's a checklist.
Yeah.
And some people have it down to the science where they've literally got, all right, here's my printed checklist, so they can
That's
mark
exactly
it.
it.
But you got to do each of those steps, and once you get a handle on that, as like just doing my the one self-published nonfiction, it's like, oh, okay, I can see how all this stuff needs to fit, and you get a sense, oh, I got to do this before I can do the one I'm trying to do now.
Exactly.
Once you get that down, that can make it
It's
not
speeds-
easy.
It just speeds things up.
It
a lot.
yeah, speeds it up, makes it a little bit
So you
more logical.
3 a year. That's what we're looking at, right?
That's what I aim for.
Oh,
I only managed 2 this year because life got in the way.
Well, I mean, it does happen. That's
And I
right.
had to scrap 22,000 words.
Well,
And start over. But I'm hoping, I was hoping for the Father Black to be done for Christmas, which it's not going to be.
right.
I'm 49,000 words into it now. So we're coming up to like the third act, and I'll get that.
Which
book.
is its own animal.
I already know where it's going now. I know how it ends. Basically.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've done the clunky middle bit.
Three-act structure, I'm a big believer in. I think it works very, very well.
It does.
I sort of had it in the first one. It's very overt second and third book. It's even delineated that way, and it just kind of it works. There's a reason that a lot of people like
For
it.
a reason. Well, I've also come with I don't know if it's, I won't say it's my own formula, but the three-part act combined with the Save the Cat Beats
Oh yes.
action thriller.
Okay.
If you combine the two,
Yeah.
you basically have a map.
Yeah, yeah. I take the part two, the middle, and I break that in half as an approach. You familiar with Sean Coyne's Story Grid?
Right.
So he talks
Actually got
about
that book to read.
Yeah. Oh my God, that thing is thick. I think he's gone off on a little weird stuff in some of the way he's approaching stuff now, but I like his core concepts. And the way he explained the middle act to me was this: after you have your inciting incident and things all go to hell, you got the first half of the second act is your protagonist trying to fix things, doing the way he used to do them.
Right.
Second half is like, okay, I got to change, and that's where things start rolling back down toward the end and the resolution, the climax. Yeah. And it's like, oh, that is an excellent. I mean, obviously, doesn't have to be a 50-50 split in that, but that's a good cycle.
Yeah. You got to have the peaks and troughs.
Yeah, and to me, that just helped me very much, especially with this first book, get that middle part working way better.
The middle part is that's the part that's, for me, the first 20,000 words other than this time.
Yeah.
I can rattle off.
Yeah.
Easily. And the end part is, by that point, your adrenaline's running.
That's
and
right. You're running downhill. I mean, it's sliding and
fly through the last 4 or 5 chapters.
Yeah, my final part, it happens all over the course of maybe 2 hours.
Right.
And it's like a quarter of the book.
It's that mushy, messy middle. That
middle bit. That's the trick. Keeping it interesting, and again having those peaks and troughs, not just like a bunch of action sequences.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it all moving.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But future is looking busy.
Well,
that's fantastic.
Good for you.
My intention is to purchase the entire Mick Williams collection this year.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thinking of his books as a product.
Well, that's right. I mean, we authors support authors. We want to always get better. We want to always learn. We want to always try to make this. There's no such thing as Ernest Hemingway could make a living doing it. That's never coming back again. No. Where you can become a gazillionaire unless you're somebody like, just those few.
King, Lee Child.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But we can write some great stuff.
Yeah,
we can really put some.
As long as you always enjoy it.
Absolutely. And it's.
And I think it's a great time to be a writer because, Francis, he's coming around, but still kind of is on the poo-poo side for himself, self-publishing.
Okay.
Cajun and I are very much into that is absolutely a viable option.
Yeah.
But and that's the thing about, even though Amazon has got its issues, especially with how they're doing royalties and what have you, changing it all the time.
All the time.
But the fact that there is no longer a gatekeeper is a wonderful thing.
Well, that is huge because that has kept a lot of good stuff from making it to market.
Now, the bad thing about that is it has let a lot of crappy stuff make it to market.
It does. And AI is not making things any
and it's not making it any better there.
The market with stuff.
Yeah. So, but the fact that it is wide open now, and I'm sure it will settle into something a little less wild at some point, but probably just wild in a different way. But the fact that there is no gatekeeper is part of what encourages me to keep going.
And do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just say, keep it fun. If it's no longer fun,
right. I don't need another job.
Who wants 2 jobs?
Exactly.
Amen. Well, wonderful. Thanks, folks. Appreciate listeners for walking through us on this. Arthur Martin has got something.
Well, I just want to absolutely say thanks to Mick.
Absolutely.
That you were terrific on this. Absolutely terrific. Because I start to listen now when we listen to these and listen now with that ear of, well, has anything interesting been said during this whole show? You were terrific.
I said something interesting?
Yeah,
you were terrific.
Fantastic.
And I learned a lot sitting here. And
that was one of my goals is for Martin to learn because he's just starting out. We all want him. Well, we want his success.
Yeah, I kind of feel like now I could look forward to a little bit like some ideas for marketing because I mean, if I liked people, I wouldn't sit behind a computer screen all the time.
Right.
So that's going to be a hurdle. This idea of being personable and
Well,
trying
that
to
part
find
might
way
be a
to
stretch,
Yeah.
but-
There's plenty of options.
He's,
like,
he's made it sound a lot more interesting than I thought it would
we
be.
did the
and it's
LaGrange
true.
Book Fair, and it was a great day.
It was.
And there's many other events like
And,
that.
and very reassuring to hear that, your relationship with Tony, because Tony encouraged me as well.
Yes, I'm expecting Tony to pick up his book.
Yeah, that's what we.
So that's what I'm hoping
You're in
for.
very, very good hands. If I wasn't so control freaky,
Yes,
I
Yeah,
would still be handing Cody
I think
everything
as a
I wrote.
beginner, though, I feel like I do need the support. So that's
Absolutely,
the cool
yeah.
The
thing.
good
So,
thing about the indie community is that it is, because readers don't just buy one book.
Yeah.
right.
There's no competition. Everybody is in it together. And things like Imaginarium, as soon as you walk in the place, you know you're in like a family environment.
Yep.
And you can ask anyone anything, and they're going to give you an honest answer. And they're going to, if they can help you, they'll help you.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
We
what
had
I'm
we had
looking
a-
forward to is
we had a
being
great.
back
This was my third. It was
leading on.
fourth.
Fourth, yeah.
This was his first, and we expect him to be back next year.
Yeah, I've never. The only time I've ever missed Imaginarium is if I was in hospital one time.
That'll do it.
That definitely did it because I was at Imaginarium, or I'm out of the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than that, I'm never going to miss it.
Yep,
yeah,
it is
we
just,
look
it's
for-
too much fun.
Yeah,
and
we-
for the price,
It's insane.
yeah.
Yeah.
And have you seen? They've just signed Don Bentley.
Oh, I didn't see that.
yeah.
I'm,
I don't know if
saw
you know
that,
who
yeah.
Don Bentley is.
I don't know, but I saw it come through there.
The
Yeah.
Bourne series. He's writing some of those.
Oh, yeah. He's taking the Ludlum character and
He is.
and moving it. That's right. Yeah.
Huge name. And Heather Graham's coming this year.
Yeah. Saw
yes,
that.
saw that.
She
Yeah.
doesn't write in my genre, but again, for people that write in that genre, getting a chance to sit and talk to Heather Graham,
Right.
that's insane.
Yeah, it's really been amazing the coups that they have landed.
Yeah. For little old Louisville, you know.
Little
Terry
Louisville.
Brooks.
So, yeah, I sat on a. Okay, confession before we wrap up. I sat on a panel next to Terry Brooks, and I haven't read sci-fi. I used to read Doctor Who
Yeah.
back in the day when I was a young person. I haven't read sci-fi in a long time. The Hope's Game is the only sci-fi I've read in years. I was on a panel with Terry Brooks. I sat right next to him. I had no clue who he was.
I get that. Of course, I know the name. I've read some of his books, but I never would have.
I had no clue. I did
Yeah.
an entire 1 hour panel with him, and I tried to walk back into the vendor hall, and he was there signing books. I'm like, holy crap! I just sat next to Terry Brooks for an hour, and I
Yeah.
had no idea who he
That's
was.
who it was. That's right. Yeah.
One of the funniest things about that weekend with Terry Brooks was somebody asked him, well, how do you become successful? Well, he's like, well, you sell a million copies on your first book, because that's what he did.
That's what he said. Yeah, I just sold a million copies of the first book, and here we go. It's
Like, well, that's not very helpful, Terry.
Yeah, well, the other thing was the panel that was about marketing.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And he's
Yeah.
like, and he said, I don't know why I'm on this panel because I don't market my books. I just write them and give them to the publisher, and they deal with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Which yeah.
So, well, okay. Like,
But they love
sell-
him too. They
Just sell a million books.
That's right.
yeah, just sell a million books.
That's
So-
right, folks.
Yeah. So we do need to wrap up. So you've got a question.
Well, I was just again, thanks, and you're terrific, and I'm
You are.
looking very forward to a Francis sit down, maybe a joint Mick and Francis sit down at a bar or something for.
Oh, yeah.
And I would love to help out with your marketing.
Well, yeah. Those
and
we'll,
I meant-
maybe
gonna
maybe
use
if I
that.
finish, maybe we'll
You
do
will finish.
a joint
yeah, we will. Yeah,
You will
free
finish.
some marketing.
No, I meant you have a question for Francis.
Oh, what's next, buddy?
Well, it's going to be Code of Honor. And Mick's agreed to stay with us, so we're going to continue with a quotation that I have not picked yet, but I have a great big long list. So we're going to take a quick break from our perspective and come back. And next episode, you'll hear some great quotations and some great stuff. So make sure you're here.
We hope you enjoyed another pointless discussion of eternal questions. Remember, new episodes drop every second and fourth Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern, just in time for your morning commute. And every fifth Friday, we drop a special Hoopajube episode. Spread the word we are on all the major platforms, and leave us a review. That helps others find us. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, as well as our website, snakesandotters.com. Join us next time, same snake time, same otter channel.